Welcome to the LBLCS here, where I'm accompanied. I'm Ev Dingus. I'm accompanied by the Mighty Fool and Malicious Five. Hmm. How's it going, guys?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing just great. Five.
Great. Fantastic. We got an exciting matchup tonight, don't we, boys?
Yes, sir. We got it looks like the Glue Eaters versus Soul. Wait, that can't be right.
That doesn't look right.
No, we have we have Delp's Deputies versus the Naughty Boys in the CEO finals. Kind of exciting. Let's see what happens here. I think we're just
Yeah, we're just waiting for some people to be ready here. Somebody might be in the washroom.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. Anyways, predictions going into this series without seeing anything. Let's go. Malicious. What do you think here?
I haven't really seen much of their games because there haven't really been CEO games that much.
Then go off a rank here.
From what I've heard, is the Naughty Boys are looking pretty unstoppable. So I guess I'd give it to them.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Mighty Fool.
I've got no idea who's gonna win, but I'm down to predict that Yoricunt will have at least 25 deaths during the series.
Wait, that's
Yikes.
But
But
Okay.
it's gonna be high value deaths for sure.
okay.
Interesting. I think Naughty Boys are gonna win this one. I think it's gonna be a close series, 3-2.
I hope it's a 5-game series.
Yeah.
I want it to be a good banger.
We do have a best of 5 here, and it's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be. I've played with a lot of the Naughty Boys here. I've played with actually all of them, and they all.
Based off of just their ranks in the lobby, it doesn't seem like there's any huge ELO differences, so we're not gonna have like any stomps. It's good.
No, it's pretty fair. I mean, top lane you see the Plat 1 versus D4, which is Yoricunt.
It's negligible.
Yeah, Yoricunt known for playing weak side anyways. Julie is insane. He should be ranked higher. Zelius, I think he's going to be able to match Vizzy here. And then bot lane is the real difference I'm looking for in this series.
I'm not so sure. I think maybe Zelius has lost some confidence. He's saying in chat Dalps in 5. Is that a prediction for...
And 5.
Hey, he said Dalps in 5.
Oh, like 5 minutes? That's pretty crazy.
That's a quick win.
I mean, I have heard a lot of good things about Naughty Boys' bot lane. Magnum Zong and Kaz look pretty unstoppable.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be.
from what I've seen of their games, they do like to play a lot around bot side. Their jungler likes to gank a lot around bot side. And they just have top lane and Shen and Oil.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for a good series here. I mean, nothing else. I really hope Zelius loses, but other than.
Whoa, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm supposed to be unbiased.
We'll have to see pick and ban. That should be an interesting. So
I know that the solo laners for Dalps here are very, very strong players from what I've
Sure.
seen from them. So if we're predicting a bottom side advantage for the Naughty Boys, perhaps we should also be predicting the solo lane advantage to go over
okay.
the Dalps way.
Do you expect any picks or bans for the series? Oh, let's see it.
Yeah, Maokai in general for the top lane, Yorkon,
Okay.
and we are
Looks like we have
That
gone
was a quick draft, all right?
already. Holy shit! I mean poop. Holy poop.
It's fine.
Come back in here.
Yeah, it was some low budget issues.
It is.
they're-
It was a blind
with the
pick.
lobby,
They want to
yeah.
change it to a draft pick. I think that's doable.
I mean, I'm sure the viewers understand that with the budget the way that it is, we don't have like quality assurance testing kind of things to deal with these
Yeah.
sorts of issues.
Hey, it's
So-
okay. While we wait,
I guess we can
Nika's
talk
DMs.
about-
What?
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
What can we talk about?
those draft
The
draft.
draft? Okay,
predictions
so
for
one of the picks that I think is probably gonna be picked or banned is gonna be Lucian. I think every mid laner should be playing that right now. I bet all these CEO mid laners are also playing Lucian.
I don't see that, honestly. Knowing
I think
both
it's
of
also a
these.
flex pick, a lot of these AD carries are good enough to pick it for bot lane too, and top lane actually. Looks like we have some top lane matchups too. So
I think, I mean, Quaz has the legendary Bard, right?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, so
and also the AP junglers. I think Lilia is really busted in Italy if you can.
So-
if you're good at her.
York Hunt here, he has his Maokai's insane. I think
Mhm.
that's a optional ban. Julie, you can't ban him out. Zelius mid lane here, Syndra, and then
Yeah, I've
they're
heard Zealous is like a really good Syndra player.
his control
Syndra is
mages in
pretty good.
general. Yeah,
He's
right.
alright.
And then-
Syndra is like one of those mid laners that has the just like
And that
best
potent
lane phases.
right, potentially a Bard ban, and then right there's the Shen, super good right now. Shen Maokai, they're targeting
Really
York
bench,
Hunt here.
So looks like almost a dozen has some good Italy games done. Which is nice to see.
Yeah, he's a super, almost a dozen here. He's a super aggressive jungler. He
Ban on Maokai, that's interesting. I feel like Ornn in this meta is a bit of a stronger tank.
and I think that's who they're gonna pick.
Yeah, Ornn is open. And
Maokai is sometimes a good champion to surprise your
I
opponent.
think Ornn can be countered though. I think almost a dozen probably plays Kindred, and Kindred is really good into Ornn. Oh, so they picked.
Sure.
Okay.
And that's them
I think
prepping.
Julie could, yeah.
So do we think maybe support AD pick here as the takeaways?
I mean, if I was Julie, I would want to pick Kindred over here into the Ornn just as a first pick blind. And it's also one of the strongest carry junglers in this meta. So we'll see. Not sure what York Hunt's gonna play after Ornn's picked out. And
I
was
was
Vlad,
actually-
yeah.
I like him, he's gonna play Vlad.
Yep.
Vlad does also have a pretty free laning phase against it, but I don't think Ornn cares too much because Ornn also wants to scale kind of up to 13, so they'll kind of just farm it out top lane. Although I think Ornn can kind of sometimes surprise people with Spellbook and Ignite, and I think if a jungler ganks Vlad, it can be shut down. So
Yeah, well, the way that he plays his Vlad, I've seen him just try to lane kingdom for a while, and then when it comes
Oh,
to team fights, he's got
Skarner,
enough gold
interesting.
that he just kills the backlinies. Because
Yes.
his Skarner pick,
that's an interesting pick. but-
I'm interested to see what kind of setup they have with this, because I'm sure they've practiced this.
I think they played. I'm not 100% sure. I'm 90% sure they
Yeah,
played
I
this
remember the
in
team you're talking
semis.
about.
Yeah.
It was against Glacial, maybe.
Yes, correct. And
Their
it bit,
CDO team. Yeah, I
Right.
remember he played Skarner in the final game.
and it played out well.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just gonna say Graves was open, and Graves can kind of just kite Skarner out and just out farm him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I think-
Skarner does have that benefit of just bringing in the QSS stacks. He's gonna force you to build that.
but
But I
again,
think
where you were talking about the Kindred pick would have been good into Graves as well, right?
yeah, but I think that's Kindred kind of scales better than Graves, and
Yeah, so
so we'll have to see. I think MR is gonna be really good for topside versus Skarner and Vlad. So Merc Creds is gonna be really high value this game for jungle, top, like pretty much every role, I think.
so we saw the Ezreal.
Ezreal is also really good into Skarner just because of the safety and
Yeah,
the Q.
Ezreal just
glacial
played
kiting.
ADC,
Yep.
2 ADCs with the Graves.
So I expect some support bands here from the side of Delp's deputies.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised
Oh,
we
Bard
didn't
is
see any
open.
first
Yeah.
round,
Yeah. Looks like Dalp is also a really big Pike player, so.
Yep, and there that is.
I was gonna, that would be a spicy pick, and it's also good into Skarner because he's super mobile and probably.
You have your, I don't know if it's the overlay. But
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Look at that. I'm doing stuff.
So for the stream, it's Nidalee, Shaco, Hecarim, and oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, and the Vel'Koz, that's a Visi ban for sure.
So the stream's saying I might be too loud. You
I know.
turn it down?
I adjusted. Yeah. I'm working. I'm looking at it all. I'm adjusting as we go.
Okay, apologies.
It is my first time. Yeah, you keep doing your thing.
Oh, Camille. Is this a Vlad mid?
It could be. It would be an interesting flex pick here.
Oh, and there's
it is.
there's the thresh.
Okay. I like the Thresh pick. Ash Thresh is an insanely oppressive lane, and with the Skarner, it's gonna give so much pick potential later on. So I really like seeing that. We'll have to see what the response is for the support pick out of Delps. We have a Xerath hover. And as a former Lil Kev player, the Xerath bottom lane, the support pick, is super fun. So we'll have to see if that's what we're getting. Probably not.
I wonder, Mr. Vizzy, he really likes his mages.
Yeah, I think it's
Not,
Xerath
it's,
still.
you think?
I think so. We'll have to
5?
see.
Yeah?
I hope it's not. Please no dodge.
Okay.
Oh,
Please don't touch. It's like my solo queue.
feels like solo queue. Okay, so Rakan giving them some engage, which I think they were lacking up until this point, so that's a good pick in my opinion.
That's a Xerath line pick, and
Yeah.
Lucian's open. Oh, he's gonna go Echo.
Echo's fine as well, I think. They do have a lot of magic on their team.
Like I said, if I think both teams here don't really like Lucian. I don't think that's gonna be a pick or ban. I don't think that's gonna be a
Really?
threat.
Okay. I mean,
It could be. It's a really good
even
pick.
comp, I'd say they have some different win conditions. They definitely have like the Vlad scaling, and Echo is gonna be unstoppable in side lane later on. Xerath can also scale pretty well, but he's not gonna be able to side lane like Echo.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I really like the idea behind Naughty Boys comp. It's just get a pick with like the 3 champions that just slam people from range.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if that's going to be easy to deal with. I mean, obviously the QSS is 100% necessary.
Yeah, but I think
For a lot of
Xerath is gonna be pretty safe versus Skarner just from range.
Yeah, it's also impossible to kill an Ornn in like mid late game. So
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I think Graves and Ornn are a really good combo in my opinion, just because those 80 items with the Ornn upgrades are really
He can give him
high
the
value.
Ghost Blade upgrade.
Yeah, so I'm liking that.
I think late
I'm not
game
sure.
Delphs are looking pretty good, but also look at the
Yeah,
Vladimir.
but, I mean, the other side
It's
also has really good late game.
got it. It's gonna be very close. I think whoever.
Yeah.
I think objective wise, like Dragon, Herald, that's gonna really make the difference in this early game.
Because like Vlad's gonna be flanking in fights, and if he gets flanks off, then it's pretty much game over. But
Sure.
I think front to back, Ornn does have like the tankiness. So does Skarner if he goes late enough.
Dalps also has a really punishing poke from the Ezreal and the
Oh, yeah.
Xerath.
Yep.
So
Yeah, they
it's
didn't
just
really
gonna be
have.
up to getting rid of them before they can get their damage out.
We're gonna have to look for Ash arrows too. I think engaging is gonna be difficult. It's gonna be like pretty much Ash arrows or like Skarner like flashing into ult someone.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if there was a giant target on Xerath this game.
Yeah. Yeah, Xerath is just gonna be threatened by the Vlad and Echo diving in.
Yeah, or Skarner Predator flashing on him. But
Yeah, but
did-
Skarner is gonna have to use a lot more resources to get in range because Xerath can always just use E disengage. So
yeah, and eventually I think everybody will have a QSS and it won't be as
mhm.
horrible to deal with.
Yeah, I think MR is gonna be really valuable topside. Ornn with Merc Freds plus Abyssal Mask. It's gonna be a really good buy.
I am super excited for this support matchup. We have Kaz on his Thresh, which is pretty legendary. So, and Dalp not to be outdone pulling the Rakan. Gonna be able to do some interesting engages, maybe some sneaky plays.
Overall, I think Naughty Boys win the series 3-0. Anyways, that's my.
wow, that's
Okay, wait.
crazy.
So after this draft, what are we thinking? Who wins this game? Go.
Okay, so if
Just
you're
go.
just thinking
Just
lane
go. Just go.
matchups-
No.
Mm.
Who wins? Mal. Malicious. Who
I
wins?
think early game, the Graves is gonna have a lot more freedom.
You didn't
Skarner's
answer
kind
my
of a-
question.
Who wins this game?
Yes.
Um,
Mighty.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess
I'm gonna let him finish.
the Delps. I think Delps has it.
Okay, Mighty.
I'm also gonna go Dalps for game one.
I'm gonna
That's
rep
how
the
I'm
Naughty
feeling.
Boys. I always do. I always will. They're gonna win game 1, 2, and
I
3.
just think the blue side comp is a bit more well rounded.
You can't fool us, Evan. We know you're simping for a crit.
I don't want to talk about it. Let's see.
Should be a fun game.
Should be better now. I should be.
Yeah, I can turn up my microphone gain if I'm too
No.
quiet.
I turned you up on Discord. You're good.
We're getting some biased chants in the chat, I think.
I was just looking at the runes and some else. Warren did go with Spellbook, which I'm a fan of,
Yeah, that looks interesting.
and threatened the kill on Vlad.
Ooh, no, you can see my.
Skarner did go for Phase Rush. I've seen other people Predator too.
I expected Predator. I don't hate the phase rush though. I think it gives him a little bit
Phase
more.
Rush gives you like the post ult speed. You can pull the person even further into your team.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
talk. Let's talk skins.
Oh, good idea. Okay, so obviously the Nosferatu Vladimir
It's insane.
subpar.
Oh man,
No,
it's a
that's
really
a
good skin.
that's a tier 1 skin. That's a good skin.
I'm not happy about it.
Oh my god.
That's a
expected-
Mhm.
Sorry, what?
there are no good Zerath skins, but we
Huh?
do have Skinergy between the Zerath and the Skarner. So that's
Oh, true.
cross team Skinergy. Maybe that's
It
Is
might
there
do
going to be
something.
some extra interaction because of the skins between mid and jungle here. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this game plays out.
Missed opportunity on the. Isn't there a Star Guardian Recon? Or is there not?
Probably.
Yeah. There's also a High Noon Thresh, which is Kaz.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Come on.
The
Okay.
Buttmankers have kind of missed all the
Okay.
marks there.
I think that's enough about the skins. Let's get into the game now, boys.
I think I did it right. Objective timers. That's about it. Yeah.
And
Just
then
press O.
hit O to pull up the yeah.
Spellbook.
Oh,
There you go.
lovely. Okay. You don't want no. Okay.
So Vlad started Cull, which is also pretty good.
I think we're gonna see no invades here. It's not crazy yet. Just pretty standard level 1.
Oh, while
Mhm.
we're in level 1, wait, how much delay is on the stream?
Probably like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I can see it's only like 5 seconds maybe, 5-6 seconds.
I might need to refresh. I don't see the thing up, and I also still see time controls. So I guess I could look at the game time and
Yeah, figure it out. It's about 6-7 seconds.
yeah. I think did you hit O?
I did earlier.
Okay. Usually you keep that up. But...
Right at 1 minute. 1 minute, it's up. Here we go.
Okay. And then the time controls, if you hit the little eyeball on the bottom left.
Just sync it with the stream. Pause your in-game timer.
No, we're doing great.
No, it's fine because the delay is there, but then it'd just like delay what I'm seeing.
Anyways, like I said, standard level 1, nothing crazy. Both teams are just trying to.
Yeah,
each
Ezreal's
other out.
backing because he forgot to buy. So
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a rough one. He will be late to lane. He's gonna miss some minions too.
Is he
Yeah.
backing? No, he canceled,
no,
right?
he had to stay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
So that's gonna be really big disadvantage down bot lane.
So Skarner,
he's
no
saying-
leash. Skarner, no leash, top.
Mhm.
Graves, also top side. This could get
They have to
interesting.
get leashed.
Yeah. Pretty
I
standard.
don't know how much Skarner is going to be ganking for bottom pre-6, but it is a good lane. The Ash Thresh can really punish like people that are out of position. The
Yep.
slows and all the CC.
You do
For
also.
sure.
I mean, it is Ezreal Recon. They're pretty.
Oh, they're very safe. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. I don't know what the best route
I
is
think
here.
they do have a lot of CC setup ganks for sure. Thresh and Ash are really good.
Looks like
Ooh.
early push on bottom and mid for Naughty Boys. Top, the Ornn
Yep.
is just very, very strong in the early levels.
They'll just be farming it out.
For Vladimir.
Yeah, that's pretty common, I think, in tank matchups for Vlad.
Okay. see. We're seeing topside clear and recall for the Skarner.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up boots.
Yeah, early beat buy could be beneficial. So,
Meanwhile, Graves is already clearing his red buff, most of the
Yeah.
way done with his bot side clear.
this is where the speed clear comes in.
We'll have to see if Graves gets that early gank down toward bottom when they're pushed out, or if he opts to just finish clearing and do crab.
Yeah, the crab fight is going to be interesting because Graves is done with his cancel after, and he can roam.
But the early prio on bottom just allowing bot
Yep.
side from Naughty Boys to come and assist.
Mid lane is also getting pride though on the side of the deputies, but bot lane is more members. So
And we're seeing Graves is going for top crab.
Mhm.
Probably won't be able to find a gank. Maybe take those raptors away
yeah.
as the Skarner finishes off all the bot side camps.
Mhm. So yeah, we'll see what the first dragon is. What's spawning?
Oh, true. We don't even know yet. When do you know about that? Is it like 5 minutes?
Ocean.
Oh,
Ocean.
okay.
I mean,
Oh,
you can look at the wall
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, so look at the wall. Here it is. Otherwise, I turned objective timers on. And York Hunt here up top getting beaten on. Not the lane, I think.
I mean, that does assist the Ornn to get his early advantages.
Sure.
He doesn't have to chop because he can just buy items in lane. So,
hmm
but yeah, we saw early that the Ornn was getting prio up there. It makes it quite a bit harder to execute a gank for a kill.
For sure. We see here Skarner looking for a gank bot lane, but nothing pans out.
And Ornn does opt to recall. Let's see if he has to TP back up. I think he can save it and just walk up.
Nope.
So that's actually a big advantage for Ornn here having TP up.
Yeah, once Ornn gets into the MR early on, he starts winning the lane for a while until the Vlad gets like more AP and like Magic Pen. So,
Okay, is he spotted on a ward up there? It looks like Skarner's been seen topside. We'll have to see. I mean, that TP is going to matter a lot for Drake plays, and so
Yeah.
seeing Skarner clearing his topside, maybe they get that vision control and look to make that play in the next minute or so.
the thing that I didn't like about Naughty Boys' comp is I think Ezreal's gonna have a really good time into the team. I think if he plays correctly, he's just gonna kite them to hell.
That's true, yeah. And he shouldn't have any trouble buying the QSS and staying safe from
Yep.
all their dive.
Yep. He's gonna be really safe, just kiting. He's gonna have a lot of big damage numbers this game for sure, like he always does. And same with Zerath. I think if Zerath also positions correctly.
Yeah, so essentially it should still come down to the
Yeah.
execution on the CC and
Yeah.
the cat.
I think the Vlad's gonna take too long to come online as well. These early dragon fights, Ornn's gonna be able to provide a lot more just because of his ult being so broken. Oh,
Okay, and Zelius TP down to bot lane. Let's see, the Ornn hasn't answered yet. And first blood going to Zelius, 2 kills.
oh wow.
Looks like a decisive bot lane win for the Naughty Boys.
So
And
that
I
was
guess
crazy.
Zerath has the cleanse, so he wasn't able to match.
Yeah,
and
Zerath did get his ult off on Zhang. Got the Ash almost to death range, but the Zellie's TP was a lot more impactful.
Very, very close for Magnum Zong there. But York Hunt managing to keep the Ornn busy. Not allowed to TP down.
Yep. First dragon goes to Naughty Boys. This is pretty good.
So we'll have to see if that TP advantage comes into play before
Mhm.
Vlad gets his back up.
Yeah.
Because I think Vlad's very, very happy to just sit top and farm out.
Yeah, that's
Even if
what he
you go
wants to
down.
do. Yep. He pretty much just wants to farm until honestly like 3-4 items. That's when you just really get strong. You get a nice spike at like 40% CDR too, but the real one shot is what you aim for.
And once again, I think that while Vlad's happy to just sit top and farm out, the
Mhm.
Ezreal's also going to be scaling up in the bot lane. So a small
Yeah.
disadvantage there will not spell doom for Dalps here.
Yeah. Ezreal 2 item is really strong for sure once he gets the Iceborne.
Surprising though, when Zelius TP is down, he gets the 2 kills, but isn't really at a farm disadvantage. So he probably had a really good lane setup when he made that play.
Oh yeah, this Echo is just gonna be constantly pushing in now. Once he uses his dematerializers and gets some AP, his Q just starts like one-shot waves. Oh, look at the gank botland.
Was looking like a big hook from Cause, but decides against it. A good idea to repeat down there since
Yeah.
Dalp was missing his summoners, but nothing comes of it.
Echo's gonna lose a couple of melees, but he does.
Yeah, good execution on the escape for Dalps here in the bottom lane.
Oh yeah, Ezreal still has his sums.
I think we're looking now at level 6 on Skarner, and we'll have to see if he gets a gank off on mid lane, perhaps.
Yep, Ash is gonna get 6 too soon. That'll be a big ult.
Yeah, a Lantern gank bottom would also be pretty hard to avoid.
For sure.
Flashless Rakan will be the easy target, I think. That's a satisfying Coriander crack, I'm hearing.
What was that?
Oh, so that's where he was. I hadn't heard him in a while.
Yeah, he was kind of...
No. It's okay.
Yeah. Wow, that's perfect. I like that. Is that Ignite? Oh, he's Spellbook, that's right.
Yep, he has spellbook.
I was surprised for a minute. I was like, why is
Yeah,
this?
the orange is gonna start having to push here just from his spells and MR.
Yeah, and the setup on bottom, once again, we're looking for the Echo Roam to
Yep.
come through, but it looks like they'll just back off and let everyone go their separate ways.
Yep.
Definitely a volatile point, second Drake spawning in 2 minutes.
Pretty low.
Loud. I wouldn't
The Vlad is in lethal range. Like if he were to get maybe Zerath ulted as well with the Orno.
just a kill on the Graves.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, fast rotate from the bottom side of Quaz. He just gets to the mid lane with the Swifties and secures the kill with a nice death sentence.
Really good Echo W too. So bot side of the map is losing.
Yeah, I would say that this is an advantage we expected though, since it's the Ezreal versus Ash Thresh. Just not a whole lot of kill pressure
The
for
Echo was also getting a lot more roams off just because of the push he has mid lane. Zerath kind of is the kind of champion just sits in mid lane. All he offers is ult for roams. So, but we'll see later on. He will be at a rage advantage around these dragon fights, getting poke off.
I think it's still advantageous as well for Dalps to try to set up a fight around mid or bot and use that Ornn to roam out of top because he has an early advantage here, just because of the matchup.
I also think Zerath is like a really hard to play champion, not just because of his skill shots. I think his positioning in fights is going to be even more difficult.
Yeah.
In most games.
Yeah, with this advantage on Echo, he's just going to be able to throw himself at the Zerath in fights.
He's going to have to use his like cooldowns correctly.
The one big thing that I'm seeing as well, though, is there aren't too many tools for interrupting the Ornn ulti from range.
Yep.
And so they have good peel options on Dalps for the Zerath. They don't really have to worry about Ezreal, so if they execute it properly, they'll just have Ornn damage sponge through the engage and hopefully
sure.
they'll load a DPS with the Ezreal Zerath. But it's looking like how much? Probably 1.5, 2,000 gold lead for Naughty Boys right now.
Yep.
Let's check in with Ev Dingus. Are you still there, buddy?
I'm still here and I'm just watching the game. It's huge mid diff just because, you know.
Oh wow, okay.
No, it's Echo versus Zerath. He's gonna roam more. He's gonna be involved more. The first two
Not
dragons,
necessarily. The Zerath's keeping up in CS.
sure, yeah, but three
First
kills.
two dragons is not the end of the world because if you can scale until Ornn items level 13, Ezreal getting 2 items, that'll be a really big power spike.
So what you're saying here, Evan, is that you're still simping for Chris, or?
Yes, I think Chris might be the best mid laner in the game. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's a bold statement, but I like it.
No, he's
we-
playing well. He's rotating well. He's
Mhm.
being where he needs to be at the right
We've
time,
just
I
seen
guess.
Mid and bot control yield another dragon for the Naughty Boys, but a good trade. Graves going top
Yep.
lane and picking up the Herald. So we'll have to see where he decides to
Really
drop.
interesting build from Julie, this Garner. He does go Phage first item with Mercreds.
And what do you think he's going Triforce?
Yeah, it does look like it. I don't think Cleaver's an option.
Yeah, it's probably not great on Skarner. Okay, near miss on the hook here. I do like that that Zelius is looking for these roams still.
Mhm.
Just taking every advantage he can.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
that
it's a lot of-
topside is just going to be a bad
It's
idea.
like this room's gonna get punished with a Herald mid.
Oh, unless.
They do have the room from bot lane. Oh,
The Herald still crashes. If they can't get a kill, it's really, really good for Delphs. But unfortunately, they do. And oh my goodness, Kaz is on fire with the Thresh pick.
oh
Landing
boy.
hook after hook, decimating.
Okay, I see why this bot lane is so good now.
Yes, and Kaz is so good at engaged supports
Is
here.
actually insane on this champ.
Yeah, I think he's the player to look at here, the support from Naughty Boys.
Oh yeah. I mean, if he plays Thresh like this, I don't think the carries on the other side have a chance. So we'll have to see. This game's far from over. Oh, looks like the Ezreal is getting caught. Recalling.
An unfortunate misposition there. Looks a bit like Evan and solo queue actually, but
Oh boy.
Come on, man. I didn't know we were getting grill meat tonight, but here we are.
just a little, just a little.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we can't just sing Naughty Boy's praises. We gotta play Naughty Boy.
Oh, yeah.
As
Sure.
a former Naughty Boy himself.
I do think I really like this top half of Delps though. Mid, jungle, top. Swift Ranger, he's amazing at the game. I think he's better on more bruiser champs, not straight tank, but he's trying to match your cunt. Almost a dozen, probably the best jungler I've ever played with. And Vizzy, let me just say, when he played support, we 5-banned him, and it didn't go well. It's, they're doing the best they can.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think the game's not.
Yeah,
over yet.
no, they're doing great.
Ornn is level 11. He does get his Abyssal Mask in.
Oh, nearly there, but the ult's up for Echo, and he just slips right out.
Oh,
And solo engage for Magnum Gong for now.
yeah. I think Danka is just gonna get ridiculous now, just because of his just early kills that he got. Unstoppable in the side lane.
I will say for Visi though, especially I didn't know he played support previously, but I always thought of him based on his champion pool as like this. You know how restaurants have like these elevated versions of like, you know, street food dishes and stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like an elevated version of Plead the Fifth in my mind.
Oh, okay. Interesting comparison.
Got a little bit more pizzazz, you know, a little bit more, you know, finesse.
I will say when he played support,
Weirdly enough, the Delphs get the first turret just from the early Herald. The minions killing the turret.
And mid tower is a big tower to pick up as well. Gonna open up more opportunities if they can get more prio in the lane.
No one really got the gold though, which is kind of sad.
Double TP instantly out of the Naughty Boys. Let's
Oh,
see
boy.
this fight unfold as the Ornalt hits one. Xerath
Okay.
picks it up.
Cause is looking.
Big knock up. But Zelius is still alive and he is wreaking havoc on the
Ooh.
backline. Yorikunt getting a kill, his first of the game.
it looks like
Yeah, this Echo is causing so much chaos in the back lane.
Yeah, it was a difficult trade there. The Xerath not having TP, but still manages to contribute into the fight.
Oh yeah. He does have some really low targets. Here's the Xerath poke with no engage right now.
And it's going to look like probably no objectives coming from the fight, but still a win for the Naughty Boys.
Yeah, this
On the bot side, that fast double TP.
it just shows they're on the same page. They're with each other. They're there. You know, I'm not there,
Yeah,
but they're
there.
there, right?
Yeah, well, I think we're all here, man. We're all in this together.
Yeah, we're all here,
Naughty
right?
Boys and the three of us, you know.
Uh huh.
We're just
Right.
having a good time in the
yeah,
LPL.
he's feeling himself. He gets a Mage Eyes. Let's see if he can get it all the way to 25.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of mid laners getting Medjais. I like seeing supports get it.
Yeah.
Let's-
I think it's really good Midlanders too.
I want the Thresh to get a Mage Eyes. I want the Rakan. Oh, and here
Echo
we got to
does
fight
have,
at the.
is one of the champions if he snowballs.
Oh, what a great
Kinda-
fucking. What a great
wow.
hook there by
Uh,
Kaz here.
Oh,
Just
boy.
gets in, pops a stopwatch. He has an interesting build too with the first Shirelias.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of into that with the,
Yeah.
with the team comp. It's really cool.
They're looking to engage. They're looking for fights. Early pressure.
Dude.
That's super good, I think.
Thresh is one of those champions I never want to ban, but there's so many like good Thresh players out there, like Kaz. It's like you kind of have to ban against them sometimes.
Yeah, and he's putting on a clinic with the Thresh as well. His positioning has been really good. Every time he goes aggro, he's pretty safe.
Yep.
And
But
they,
the real man of the hour looks to be Zelius this game for sure.
I mean, yeah, from the scoreline, he looks like the best. Yeah.
Oh,
I
that
think
was
he
another-
has.
I think just in general, he's where he needs to be, right? He's always in the fight. He's always helping.
Yeah,
His
Echo pick is,
positioning,
like also like it's really snowballed. So he's just had like control in lane
sure,
entire game, constantly pushing and roaming. What's the Zerath really gonna do?
right?
Hopefully, Dalps manages to put together a good team fight here because it's looking like Soul Point for.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Graves having to go to Hex Shrinker, which is good value, but like he's not getting damage. He's gonna be kind of weak.
And I suppose what we want to look for here for closing it out on the side of Naughty Boys would probably be a few more towers, right? They have 0 towers taken so far, so their gold advantage is actually not so big. How do we remedy that if we're looking at it from the side of Naughty Boys?
Two items is a really big power spike.
Yeah, I think along with that, you gotta have the Ornn here get levels and just upgrade items. That's what it comes down to,
Azrael
right?
is not the best user for Ornn items. I guess Zerath.
Oh, and here
goes Duck
We see a
Pretty
2v2
good,
bot.
And Magnum Zong is not dead. He will
Oh,
not
a
go
great
down.
flash and
Well played from the Naughty Boys bottom lane, but Daup picking it up and the Zerath in with the assist, trying to save him. I don't know if it's going to work out. Zelius in here to clean it up. But well played, I would say, from Daup's bottom lane.
yeah, that was
Still got the fighting spirit and managing to pick up kills.
Zealous at 16 stacks of Magi's now. He's set.
what from the side of Delps. You're down 5 kills in the bot lane and you managed to pick up a 2v2 win almost, just
It's
about,
Azrael for
right?
2
That's
items. I'm not sure what his stacks are. But he's close to Mirror Mana transformation too. Those are the items I'm looking for.
right. I think he is. He's very close. He's 15 mana off the mirror mana.
So
I
he'll
think
be
that'll be a bad one.
for his next base. He'll have that. If
Sure.
he goes base now. He probably doesn't need to, actually.
I think the healing reduction looks like he's getting.
And I
next
think
level.
there it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
and an important thing to note, I think, is that we don't see any QSS yet on most of the
Yep.
players' Alps. So
That's the thing about the Skirner. If you ever fall behind and they have an enemy Skirner, it really just feels bad to have to go into a QSS.
we'll be looking at Julie to make some pretty big Skarner plays on these
I think
members.
one of the players just needs to be the sacrifice the Skirner.
Yeah,
Not sure if it's gonna be Rakan, but Ezreal needs to get his damage off.
I think it's okay for Rakan, right?
yeah, Rakan or Graves, I would say. Well, unless there's like a Baron or Dragon.
Sure.
Graves
And
build
looking
is
at the
super
Dragon Tower, it's a
defensive.
minute 30 till Soul Point for Naughty Boys.
Okay, so we have level 13 Ornn. He has double transformation. He's gonna be, I think.
Yeah, but what items here?
Yeah, we're seeing the he doesn't have his boots completed yet, so that was one of the big MR items we were looking for. But maybe for the next dragon fight, he can back and complete them.
Death Cap is gonna come into for Zerath. That's gonna get upgraded. 14 probably.
And the gank coming down in the top lane, W already burned for the Vladimir. He is going down. And finally a successful gank on top. Yorick Hunt has been extremely resilient in that lane, even having a farm advantage, but he's dead coming into the next Drake.
He's in his weak phase right now. He kind of needs his next few items to come online. He's the
But
death
there's
guy.
the Skarner ulti. And
Oh, yeah.
Stelius is godlike with 20 stacks on a Magi Soul Stealer.
Oh yeah.
It is sad to see Zilius pick up so many kills because he's not that great of a player.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Blaming him.
Very fair point. Magnum Zong looking like he's in a little bit of trouble, but Skarner in to assist. The Lantern coming in, gets charmed. Ezreal
great.
is going down.
Yep, we're gonna see the Ezreal damage coming now.
in from Zelius.
Zealot's
And
going a
Zealot
little
almost
really
does-
deep.
Huge, but not quite. Looks like both smites will be up for the contest on the Drake if the fight stops now, but
Wow, that chase into
blue
the
team
Rakan.
feeling at red team's blue buff. Interesting
Uh-huh.
positioning. We're gonna see Cause is just running at them, get some
Gonna see
information.
if they get the steal in, maybe. Zelius getting really
No,
deep.
no ultimate, but does have the stopwatch. Can he be saved? No, he goes down and loses some Magi stacks. The soul point was taken, however.
Oh, the Inferno Soul going to Naughty Boys. It's
Yeah,
gonna be really
That's
tough.
that's pretty unfortunate.
Going to be
stuff
huge.
for Dalps
Probably
here.
just a thing, but we'll have to see. I've had games lost before.
Dalp goes down as well, and all of his deputies could not put him back together again. Unfortunate stuff.
Yep. We'll have to see
So-
how much gold Zerath needs. Looks
From
like
here-
he just
Well-
needs like 5 more gold, and then he'll have his death count.
Yeah, from here, what's the way back in for?
No, with death cap, I feel like it's gonna be really tough.
I feel like Ezreal, when he gets his 4 items and has all the healing, is going to be a bit harder to deal with.
Yeah,
But
but I think
quite a
at
way
that
away.
point, the Echo just has enough damage with Inferno Soul. Just one shot him.
Yeah, Echo plus plus the Vladimir as well, probably.
Might as well. He's getting his death cap pretty soon.
And they're
I think
so
this is-
tanky. Like,
Yeah,
you,
The towers are still even, so
sure.
gold advantage is only. I mean, it's only like 4,000 here.
Yeah, but I think the Inferno Soul is just so important in
Yeah,
this
that-
matter.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold there that's just not factoring in to the gold advantage. But I'm trying to see a little ray of hope for them. You know.
We'll have to see because Ornn getting more MR is going to be really good. Because it's pretty much Ash that has to deal with him, but Ash doesn't really have the items yet, I think. She didn't
Yeah.
go the board route, so going to be tougher for her.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
can
Dalp-
kind of, you can ignore the Ornn, right, in the fights?
I
You
mean,
can.
you can try.
Well, I think if
Assassin,
Ash, yeah,
Oh, we see Naughty Boy is going for
focus the
Baron
back line and then,
because
They,
of
they saw
Graves
Graven
going-
caught him, so they just went instantly. It's a good call, I think. The Ornn
Okay.
maybe getting the interruption. Can we see Assassin Ornn?
Ooh.
Oh, is Xerath trying to get the damage? Doesn't go for the steal.
We do have low health bars. We'll see if they go for an engage.
Yeah. I think Visi might have just been out of range to ult the Baron. He just got in range to get the damage down.
I think it was just huge. You can kind of
Yeah.
just go in whatever.
And he
This-
still has the ultimate, just slips right away.
You can always go for these plays, going for one shots and just ult to safety.
Dude, see in the
Keep it-
chat saying, I'm pretty sure Cloud9 could beat both these teams easy. I would love
Or-
to see that matchup.
Yeah, maybe we can set that up. I don't know, as third place or something.
I know that Zelius has been looking for more games. So we'll see Magnum Zong just clearing mid lane, looking to finish his Infinity Edge.
Yeah, but we do have the Death Crown come in for Zerath, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, honestly.
If he can hit the right targets, that is going to do a whole lot of damage.
Zerath, that's the thing with Zerath. You have to be positioned perfectly. His ult is one of those things that you can kind of just shoot from screens away, but really hard to hit those.
And now we're starting to see.
Mhm.
Oh, here's top gank. Yorkhunt getting low, gonna heal from the ultimate, and
Oh, that is a huge
that's
heal.
A lot of, that's
No
a lot of
healing.
help.
Yep.
Yeah, so
That's
we
what-
do have QSSs coming in now.
yeah, and that was a great
Uh,
QSS by Graves.
Yeah. But unfortunately, no dice on getting the kill.
Like Orange going to be dying here to a gank.
Yeah, it looks like
Might just let it die,
wraparound
actually.
from Cause is coming in.
Oh,
Magnum
look at
Dragon Ball. How long can he delay it is the question, because
It's not like
Every
his team can
freaking
really
roll.
get much, honestly.
every minute can help. It's farm on Ezreal, it's items for his teammates, but the TP coming in from Echo, just relentless, dropping the hammer, not going to give them the space they want.
Mm-hmm.
And 14 stacks still on the Magi's. The death did not set him too
Oh.
far behind.
He has Death Cap now, though. That's
Yeah.
huge.
And I'm worried for Mr. Visi over here, just
Uh-huh.
getting absolutely one shot by the Inferno Soul Death Cap Magi's Echo with 8 kills.
Yep. That was a
But-
blind pick, Death, right?
Yeah, it was blind Xerath. So
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to do that next time because this Echo does seem to do really well into it.
yeah, I do see the idea with the comp,
Oh,
but unfortunately the plays bottom from the Echo were just a little bit too much, setting him way
yeah,
far
this
ahead.
this was the other perma push mid lane.
Yeah.
Echo just cues the wave, autos it a couple times.
Yeah, and Zelius seems to be very familiar with the
That was
matchup. Plays the
styling
Echo
on
to
his face.
perfection. That was a
Styling.
clean. That was a clean kill.
Love to
So
see
now
some good Echo gameplay.
the gold lead has just ballooned nearly out of control,
Mm.
and inhibs are starting to fall. I'm thinking maybe Dalp should just look at game 2 from this point and just try their best in the game.
Okay, goal
From here
lead. Cardinals all lost. Really tough game.
It's definitely a tough game from here. Yorick Hunt going in on Visi. He says, I want some kills too, Zelius. Let me have him. He also bought a Magi's, interesting enough.
Not
That's,
as strong as the other one though, but we'll.
He's going for the mental edge, I think, with that purchase.
Yeah,
As he
I think-
gets interrupted by the minions on his recall.
Zanya's coming in for. Oh, not a Zanya's. Oh wow. Okay, Echo just ulting top lane. Just wants
Yeah,
to
he
get the
just,
pressure.
doesn't want to be out of the action for a minute. I'm sure Yorick Hunt was saying,
Wow,
hey,
this
I'll
game has
just-
been so fast. Look at that. We already have.
Oh, yeah, it's 29 minutes in. We're losing inhibs. Just flew by. And Elder Drake has spawned at 29 minutes. They really
Yep.
prioritize the bot side Drake control. And
Yep.
it may reward them here unless we get a steal. Have to
Oh,
look
man.
for it. Dalp getting caught out. Damage being returned onto Cause, but we'll see if
Yep.
it's enough. Here goes
Echo's
Zealous over the wall
going all the way in.
and ults right back into pit.
Okay, it doesn't have ult now, so we'll have to see if anything can be done. Oh, Vlad coming in with full HP.
Yeah, Vlad is flanking and almost a dozen was low, too low to go for the steal.
Nope, that's Elder.
Might be all she wrote. The Elder Drake with 4 Inferno, or with 4 Drake with Inferno is a lot.
Okay, it does finally fall, but with his base going to shambles. Oh,
Actually, Visi hitting a lot of damage, getting a
Yeah.
couple kills.
nice revenge kills, but I think that's not enough.
Dalp going in. We'll see. Visi getting some more poke, and is it the comeback? Can they clean this up?
Oh.
Dalp going in for one last try here. Let's see it.
Where's Evan?
Can Magnum's
I'm
on?
right here.
Everything.
I think even if he dies here,
A legend. A legend in his own right. Can they save the base? It doesn't look like it. That was a
Okay.
very, very good hold, though. Maybe a little too troll from Naughty Boys, but a
they
clean
kind of
hold.
just snowball from early pressure in their mid lane to just like unstoppable. And once the dragons just started stacking, I feel like the Delps never really could fight back. They just fell behind.
So Dalp should have side select for game 2, right?
Correct.
I'm not sure.
Is it the winners or?
I'm not sure.
I think loser gets side select.
I have to ask Madman about that.
Yeah, ask the
I feel like
admins.
the deputies, their comp took way too long to come online with the orange.
Yeah,
They
I think
fell far behind.
that's one of the reasons I'm asking. I would imagine Dalps opts into red side so they don't have to blind pick mid. I don't think Visu's champion pool holds up all that well when they have to
Yeah,
blind.
because I think the Zareth was kind of.
It was
useless.
very hard to play when
Yeah, I'm not blaming the player. I think his matchup was kind of shitty as well. He can't really roam and match the Echo. He doesn't have TP either. He was forced to take cleanse, which is weird. I guess the Echo stun is pretty worrying and Ash stun, but I'll have to see.
Yeah. Interesting point in the chat. Almost a dozen and Julie had the exact same gold going into the
Wow.
later stages of the game. The Graves actually did his part, farming ahead, but
Yeah, I mean, I think once you're like, if you're Graves and you're that far behind, I think the goal doesn't even matter that, even if you're ahead as Graves. When the Echo is snowballing so hard.
yeah, I think it was just a lot of early advantages.
Yeah, I think
Stop
the Naughty Boys were always able to roam faster because they were pushing in faster. Top lane was going okay. They tried to bull a bit, but he kind of held his own, just pulling away ganks.
Yeah. One thing I want to see for Swift Ranger up in the top lane is a little bit more of a bully matchup.
Uh-huh.
Because they didn't really find good ways to utilize the Ornn pick early, especially with that early TP advantage. They were the
Yeah.
ones getting TP'd on in bottom lane.
Yep. Yep.
And so I think that probably just letting him have a better top lane island pick would help
Oh,
them out a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how this next pick and ban goes.
I'm also hoping that Visi gets to have a little bit more freedom with his mid pick.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having to opt into whatever he thinks is best blind.
Yeah. I'm not aware of his champion pool too much, but there's a lot of champions that you can kind of just blind pick. I'll have to see.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if that Lucian we were talking about earlier comes in.
Yep. He is one of those champs that kind of has prio in most lanes, except for against Syndra.
All right, we'll see if the Syndra ban comes through as well. After
Mhm.
seeing the Echo, it might be a good idea to ban that away.
Yep. Okay, so Nelly ban, like last time. Shen again.
Exact same so far.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one they banned was Shaco here.
Shaco, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, they had banned Nidalee, then Shaco, and they do it again. So I'd expect similar bans out of the Naughty Boys here. And Syndra again, so that's the same. I don't think that these bans were side dependent from Naughty Boys for the first round. They
Yeah,
were
they do look very targeted bans.
yeah, just banning out comfort for Dalps. Okay, and the
Okay.
last ban, I don't remember what the last ban was.
Vel'Koz, okay, I think Visi is known to be a Vel'Koz player.
Oh, he's an excellent Vel'Koz player, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that was, if not the first round, that was the second round ban. So,
Okay. Maokai too again.
yeah. So same bans, pretty much.
So
And
this
third pick.
Wait,
What
first
will
pick
we-
me. First pick me, Samara.
Okay, okay.
playing this game, I'm sorry. Oh, first pick Hecarim.
Okay.
Julie was bored last game. Just saying. Give me the Hecarim.
I do. This runs it back to season 1. Hecarim, Zillion, Sivir.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's not gonna happen, but that.
Sivir
quick
is not
reminder.
very meta these days. I feel
No,
like, but
she's
we'll have to see.
pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, Kha'Zix is known to be a really good counter to Hecarim, especially in duels and 1v1s in jungle.
Sure.
I'm liking that pick a bit more for almost a dozen as well. It gives him a little bit more proactivity for the ganks early game.
Yeah, I think he's mostly just going to be looking to skirmish early for sure and get that objective control. Oh, we get the swing.
Is that probably Swain support, right?
Fix. He can four-way flex. He can go
Yeah.
top, he can
Bush
bot,
Ranger
or
would probably be able to play it as well. So,
yep, it can get 4 roles. Jungle too if you're feeling spicy, honestly, but
well, it seems a bit unlikely with the Kazakhs, but it could happen.
Swain could he could go mid or bot lane in either role. So we'll have to see. Jhin is a really strong ADC in this meta, I think.
I like the Jin pick. It's a little bit scary to pick Jin when they have an assassin on their team, but
I think if Jhin gets fed, I don't think Kha'Zix can do anything either. Jhin just has so much mobility just from his autos once he gets crit.
I don't think Illaoi's likely. Ornn makes more sense. So we'll see Ornn come through. Jin with the Molten Edge is just a absolute monster.
And Hecarim evolved too with his Triforce getting upgraded.
Yeah, so far power picks coming through for the Naughty Boys, but
Yeah.
some interesting spice.
Yep.
Not to be outdone the Dalps deputies.
Yeah, you didn't get to see Swain or Kha'Zix too often. Oh, the Yasuo.
So I love that. I really
Yasuo
love
does
that.
is a really good counter to Ornn and Jhin, kind of.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of magic damage coming from the Swain anyway, so it's fine to pick these 80
But
picks.
we still don't know where the Yasuo is going, or the Swain, I think.
Yeah, a lot of flexibility so far in the
It
draft.
could be Yasuo Swain bot, could be Swain mid, Yasuo bot.
There goes the Echo ban. Probably an expected one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if they're running back the Xerath. I think that Visi did a pretty good job on it.
Do you think Yasuo has a really good time into Echoes, or unless it's Swain mid? But he was really good on the Echo, so maybe they just want to get him
What
off of
I'm
it.
thinking is it could even be a Swift Ranger pick, the Yasuo.
Top lane, Yasuo, not a big fan of it, just because he has a lot of good counters in top lane, like Renekton or something. Even Ornn can do good into him just from going armor. So, we'll
Yeah,
have to see.
Assassin Ornn is pretty dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're probably thinking of an 80 carry here, I would guess.
Could be
Uh,
Yasuo bot or Swain.
Could be an Ezreal run back.
Yeah. Azrael is kind of bad into gym, not a fan.
Yeah, I
That's
think
good.
Ashe would be fun. Oh, Galio. So it could be Yasuo bot for Eddie Chan.
Yep.
What if it's Yasuo Swain? That would be interesting.
That does look likely. I think Gallium mid is his best role.
The hover on the Seraphine. I'm not sure if that's allowed. Do we know?
I have no idea. It could be.
I'm sure. I'm sure Zelius would know.
It is not allowed.
Okay, so we get Leona. Leona is honestly, Leona
Yeah,
is an absurd champion in this meta.
Really, really good picks here. A
I
lot
think
of
he's,
here.
if you watch the World Finals, you'll see what I'm talking about. Leona just won every early skirmish. Wait.
Okay, Kaz is giving us the business with all these hovers. Ezreal actually.
No,
could
I think he's
have
gonna pick a million pick. Cassio.
That
Okay,
makes a lot
Cassio.
of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Cassio is really good into all three of these.
Yeah, it's really, really good into the Yasuo as well. But he's going to be laning against the Galio, which gives him a bit
Cassio
of.
does have play potential against Cassio, but I think if this Cassio is really smart, she can always keep distance and outplay him. So
What if
we'll have
it-
to see.
What if it's Galio support?
Yeah, it could be it, but I think the Yasuo's Oh,
My. Okay, so this is Swain
this Swain top. Oh wow.
and Galio support. No, it's Brent support. Okay, Dalp is just a madman. Wait.
No.
Oh, okay. Hey, let's see if they trade back. I'm not sure that this will happen. Does Eddie Chan play Swain?
It's
That's
happening.
Yeah, I
It's-
told you it was a possibility.
This is cool. I like this. So all their ADs on the top side.
Yeah, bot side is really magic heavy.
Leona gonna early prio those magic.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm pretty sure Yurikon's the Ornn expert.
Yes.
Yep.
A little bit of trolling in the.
We'll have to see if they're cut off. I guess we'll have to see until zero.
I think they'll probably honor it from here. I don't think the trade's gonna happen again. I was saying
Yeah.
Swift Ranger Yasuo, dude. It's,
Okay, I mean, he does have a better matchup into Ornn just because he kind of just dash around and never really get hit by Ornn.
But
And win wall.
he's gonna play it kind of like you would. What's another scaling top like Fiora or something where you know if your matchup's not amazing, you can still scale out to your like.
Yeah,
what you want.
Yasuo's gonna be having a nice time top for sure.
Yeah.
This Galio is gonna be able to support his jungle and the top lane a lot better this game, I think. Galio is one of the champs that kind of just permanently pushes, and he has a pretty easy time doing it just because of his wave clear.
I think
He's
another
gonna-
thing
yeah.
we're seeing here is that the comp from Naughty Boys might be a little bit more difficult to execute
Really?
than last game. Yeah, I think it's
I guess yeah. The Cassiopeia does need to position, and just the comp they're facing are the
yeah.
just,
I
like,
like
champions are not used to facing.
I like the Casio with the Jin because you get a lot more burst out of Jin, but less sustained DPS. So you
Naughty Boys likes to like go in a death ball too with the Hecarim going in with Leona, and I think Brand's one of those champions you always just underestimate the damage. You can like really rip apart teams, even if you support, honestly.
yeah, Brand and Galio.
Yeah.
So and I guess Swain. I mean, I don't play him against much Swain, but I know he has a lot of AOE damage. And
Wayne has a really sick mid game. I think once he has Roa level 6, level 11, he's really good. He's just like unkillable. Because no one really has armor pen or like healing reduction at that point, and he just rips apart teams just for front lining.
we are looking at a bit of a wombo with the Galio Yasuo, but I think honestly, Swift Ranger might just sit in the side lane. And
I'm excited to see this Yasuo game because I honestly play a lot of Yasuo, and we'll have to see how he plays this game out.
yeah, we'll see. I think he might split push and
He's
just
gonna
try to-
have a bit of a tougher time team fighting though. I feel like into that team, I'd be a bit afraid playing Yasuo.
Yeah. It is a hard counter to the Ornn though with the block on the ultimate.
Yeah, but I think Ornn can always play like patiently too. there's other ways to bait out the Yasuo win wall.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the best things.
I think the Ornal can always be a follow-up ult because I think there's other tools to engage, like Leona and Hecarim flying in.
Yeah, they
Ornn
have
can
picked a lot of engage. So
Ornn can always just secondary engage, wait for Yasuo win wall to come down, just ult.
so who do you think wins this mage matchup bottom with the Swain versus the Jhin?
I think Swain and Bran is ridiculous amounts of damage. I think Leona can just get blasted by them. So I'm just gonna give the cheesy bot lane the advantage, honestly.
Maybe a little bit of a vengeance game for Dalp and his
I
deputies.
mean, Kaz did like smurf on them with that thrash last game. Maybe just it's the same on Leona. Because you can go the other way around too. If Leona gets dive in permanently, just like blast the brand. But
Okay, so we're looking for maybe some more bot side focus
oh yeah,
out
for
of-
sure. It has to
out
be.
of Naughty Boys.
I think wherever Leona is in the early is gonna be action. She's just one of those champs.
In that case, I think maybe eyes are on Julie and almost a dozen here, right? Who can affect the lanes more?
I think
Because
Delix
Delix not gonna have the same game.
Their comp is weird, but a lot better this time. I think they're gonna get like let the Yasuo just split top, get his own advantage versus Ornn kind of slowly scale, and this just gonna use the fucking Galio to help bot lane and set up wombos. The support is Kha'Zix too.
Yeah, I'm definitely eyes are on top side for Dalps this game. If that Yasuo gets a big lead, it's gonna spell trouble
Just
for Naughty Boys.
we're waiting for the game to start. Just looking at the runes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yasuo went for fleet. That's really interesting.
Were you expecting Conqueror?
Yeah, I think Conqueror is
I think
a
it's
lot
better.
stronger. I mean, I know the fleet is a lot better. I
It
think
might be the matchup.
because if he doesn't really need many items to scale versus Ornn. I think once he gets, you can go Borg too. This game should be an interesting buy.
Yeah, he might do that.
But I think the Conqueror is just so much better scaling in team fights and just shredding these tanks, the Hecarim, Leona, and Ornn.
I'm not sure he wants the team fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I
he
think
could
they
just go
map
pure flip push, but I wonder if he took cut down as well.
Can we see? Probably not.
I think it's just hovered on mid lane right now.
He has last stand.
Okay, last stand. Yeah, that's also a classic Yasuo run. We'll see. Okay, the other items. We got standard items on anyone else.
Brand going for the spell thieves, gonna be poking as much as he possibly can. I respect that.
Yeah, this bot lane's gonna be really bloody, I can tell.
Yeah, I mean we're all in for bloody bot lanes.
Oh yeah.
That's all I want to see. You got an
Brand is also just one of those champs. It's just like even if you get 10 deaths on him, you kind of just blow people up. Okay, we got a bit of an invade.
Yep, Eddie Chan forced to flash. Looks like a blue buff steal. Kha'Zix starting top side is gonna know.
Yep.
So probably just vertical jungling.
Oh yeah, I think the Yasuo can easily push top.
Yeah, I don't think this is too bad for Dalps. They lose a flash, but at the same time, they probably want Kha'Zix to be around top side a bit, just to help the Yasuo stabilize and keep his advantage. So
Yeah, it looks like they're just trading sides. Vertical jungling now.
yeah, this is also kind of exactly what Naughty Boys want, though, as well. They want to have pressure bottom lane. They want to keep this this Dalps bottom lane on their toes. Don't let them get any cheese kills. And Visi is just going down? No, Delius runs out of mana. Nearly got him.
Yeah, Cassiopeia is one of the champs. Her early mana pool is really terrible. So
Okay,
a lot of times you have the damage to kill
active
people,
game.
but you don't have the mana pool.
and First Blood, cause you maniac. He just hits level 2
Yep.
and goes for almost a tower dive at level 2.
Yeah, that
Flash on Swain.
Swain just gets punished for not having no flash right there.
And well played from the Naughty Boys bottom lane. Really looking clean.
Looks like the in-game sounds might not be coming.
I'm working on it. Everyone relax.
Okay.
Okay.
Our producer is having some troubles.
Am I the producer?
You're the producer.
Holy shit. Okay.
It was a little quiet, so we just gave you the producer role.
You're doing a good job though. Keep it up.
Okay, so the Swain's gonna have a really rough time. He's still level 1, 4 CS.
Oh, and an aggressive flash out of Visi. Looks like Zelius is going down almost a dozen. Finally on a pick that he can make some really aggro early plays on.
That's exactly what you want to see as a Kha'Zix. First kill on him.
Yeah, and
Snowball. He's gonna get the scuttle. Let's see. Yeah,
I
so
know-
yeah, there's a Yasuo push.
but his Galio looking clean there as well. Maybe
Oh.
another kill coming in. Almost a dozen playing on the top side.
Oh wow. Yep.
This
That was-
might have been fighting off more than he could chew here from Julie. I mean, it was vertical jungling. He had bot side camps up, and he opted to go.
This might be caught out here. Does not have flash. Oh, the
Oh,
guy failed
just
his E.
Barely hits the wall.
That's rough. You even saw the missing things. But
Yeah, it was a rough attempt, but I like the idea, the aggression out of Dalps. They're
mean-
not beaten down after game one.
but they have the actual advantage now in this game. This you see the gully, the difference between no push in game 1 on Xerath versus playing Gallia. He's
Yeah,
able
that-
to drop up
definitely
with the jungler, he's
for the
blue, offer CC. I feel like Zealous is suffering from the same thing that the Xerath did. She's kind of wants to farm to her items, but
Yeah, I think the difference is this Cassia is going to scale in a little bit of a different way,
she
getting to her item spikes a little bit faster.
yeah. She's still gonna be a monster in team fights, but these early fights, she definitely wants her mana pool. She wants tier. She does not have tier yet. She
Well,
wants her.
Contending with the QSS tax, she doesn't have to buy boots. There's a lot of reasons she's gonna have a little bit more gold a little bit faster.
She's building up a nice CS lead from just like freezing with management.
And I think still we're looking for bot side ganks for Naughty Boys, and just this jungle 1v1 affecting the lanes.
Oh yeah.
So far, advantage almost a dozen, and the Dalps deputies.
I want to see how almost doesn't expands his lead. Oh, looks like a gank mid.
And
This
Julie,
looks like a
I'm saying it. I think it's the kill. The Cassia has so much DPS. Take the blue buff. There you go. So Julie
that's-
got done is getting some ganks down, helping Zelius out. And I guess he won't feel so bad anymore about the way the matchup's been going this game.
Yeah, I think this mid lane's getting kind of ahead, just like first game.
Yeah, that really hurts for the Galio. The waves pushing in, it's pretty big.
Yeah,
Cassia
I
gets
think
the kill
some
over
of
blue
it-
buff.
I think the Gali will still be able to offer his team fighting. He's still in the game, but this KCP is getting sped up.
Yeah, well, that is one of the nice things about a Galio pick. It's kind of like an Ornn. He does his job even if he goes down a little bit of gold. So I think mid is kind of the area that they can take a hit, and they want to funnel that gold away to almost a dozen, so he gets more damage for the back line.
Yeah, this Hecarim has been power farming. He's sitting on a lot of gold.
Yeah, we'll be looking to see what he gets when he goes back. 1100 gold right now. Do you like Hecarims that finish their jungle item to the enchant?
I'm a fan of the Triforce first.
Okay, me too, me too.
I don't think that item is too good on Hecarim to pass up. You want to rush it. You can
Yeah.
see Zealous is playing his lane really well mid lane. It's constantly freezing, force the Gali to expose himself to get CS.
Yeah,
But
I
she
think
can
he
just-
also just really worried about that Kha'Zix repeating him. But
She
no
can also
flash.
run him down with having blue buff and tier now.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea for him to be careful though, because the other lanes right now, Yasuo is just
Oh, yeah.
spam pushing top lane. Pretty much the only available target is mid at the moment.
I was worried that Yasuo might get like ganked a lot, but I think Naughty Boys is kind of just ignoring top lane like every game, I guess.
I think the idea is that they would rather get mid and bot ahead, because giving Ornn gold isn't going to help that much, and the best way for Hecarim to pick up a lot of gold is just to power farm.
Cassia gets a refresh on the blue. Getting double blue for blue as Cassia is really good.
Yeah, and I think now he'll probably be looking to push that advantage in mid lane. Maybe go for those chase down kills that you were talking about.
Yep.
The Galio
right.
has sealed spellbook though, and did pick up Ghost. So we'll see. He's probably a little more slippery.
He also went Murkred, which is pretty defensive. It's gonna be tougher to kill him now, but We'll
Yeah.
have to see. He's just looking for opportunities in side lanes, but doesn't seem to be finding any.
No, I think Naughty Boys is just content letting Dalps push them in on sides and take an early game deficit and scale up. They do
Kha'Zix
have
is
the-
low. Yep.
Oh, as I say it, an instant engage from Cause. Just going in on Dalp. Here comes the gank. Let's see this. A Galliot. Eddie Chan picking up a return kill. Galliot coming down. Almost a dozen is here, and a TP as well. That's 2 for 1. Dalp's
Okay.
deputies looking refreshed, rejuvenated in game 2.
Yep.
They are taking every advantage they can get. They even brought Swift Ranger down to get an assist.
Okay, so they got a bunch of kills. There's not really much else they can take. Kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Cassie,
I'm in a plate for Eddie Chan
Yeah.
here. Oh, and Zong going for the ultimate is he might pick this up with one more shot. Nailed
Holy-
it, and a kill for Magnum Zong. Well played to bring it back to
your,
even play.
your stream might be delayed.
What?
Oh, never mind. Okay.
No, we're doing fine.
Yeah, I think we're all good here.
We're just everyone relax.
I'm feeling very relaxed. I think we're all having a good time. How are you feeling over there, Evan?
Anyways, mid lane. Whoa, look at that. Someone else
Yeah.
talk about that. Oh,
Your boy Zelius is doing a fantastic job in the mid lane. Up right about now, 16 CS.
Mm-hmm.
And he's probably looking to pick up his Seraph soon. Waffles in the chat, I see you, bro. Appreciate it. We got 2-0 and 1 for Magnum Zong. Absolutely exploding once again. This bot
I
lane.
love those horn items, by the way.
Oh, that's interesting. Is he's just going Thornmail?
I mean, he is against like a Yasuo plus Kha'Zix topside.
Yeah,
Which is
he's-
like great, but he's gonna get burnt down by this Brand and Swain if it ever comes down to that.
well, so I think he might be thinking the same thing I was, that the Yasuo just wants to sit top
Yeah.
forever, you know?
I guess the Ornn's not gonna have his evolved
Yeah, he
item.
needs Thorn upgrades pretty badly. And I think the reason he might be doing this is because he's got plenty of farm. So he's probably not thinking that he's going to be down too much gold.
He could still go into it. He might be going Bramble and get
And
frozen.
Dalp getting picked up on the backside of this dragon fight looks like.
Yeah, but
wait,
just
Julie
another kill.
got the Drake.
Yep.
Julie goes down to almost a dozen, but picks up the dragon. That's a win for Naughty Boys in my opinion.
No dragon.
Huh?
The dragon just spawned.
Oh, I thought they were fighting dragon. Never mind. What did he do?
Okay. I mean, he just died.
Okay, I guess he was rotating down to set up a bot fight for the dragon. Turns out almost a dozen does get the Drake. Good on him. Jungle diff or something.
It's a bit too early, but we'll see.
Yeah, so it looks like Yorick Hunt is in an awkward spot here. He actually wants to assassin Orin on Swift Ranger here, but he's getting ulted. We'll see. This
Yeah.
is what we want to see right here from Swift Ranger, is a 1v1 win, but he just leaves.
Yeah, it's tough to shoot through the armor right now. Is Yasuo item? Oh, he misses the cannon.
It may have been a really smart itemization actually from Yorick Hunt here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying
Kind of
to
neutralizing.
stop Yasuo, but I think Yasuo will once he gets. I don't know if he's gonna go board. 2 items is definitely really strong on him, and if he gets Just Dance too, he'll have the healing to just sustain the Gorm's armor.
Yeah, and I think with this itemization now, it might be wise for him to try to group up in the mid game.
Yep.
Just
You
because I
can-
don't see him getting the same advantages in this matchup.
He's gonna be able to kind of cause chaos in backline against Cassia with his wind wall.
Okay, so it's 1 Drake apiece right now and 5-5 in kills. No turrets down. Very, very, very close game. A lot of the gold advantage kind of resting on mid and bot for Naughty Boys.
Jungle as well for the Delps. Looks is pretty high.
Alp's deputies have a pretty sizable jungle advantage.
This Hecarim is gonna have a tough time getting his try for. Oh, and looks like we might have a kill.
At nice
Really?
juke on the Cassiopeia ult. Almost
Oh.
a dozen. Picking up another one.
Kozik's playing that perfectly. You always just want to look away when you engage Cassiopeia.
Was he invisible when Cassio went for the ult there?
No. He was visible because that Cassio would. He just instinctively, I think, just dodged.
That was very, very well played from almost a dozen. Picking up another kill for himself. And
So it looks like we have a good series now.
if you're Dalps, I think that your win condition is just letting Kha'Zix run amok and keeping the lanes spread apart for as long as you can. Even if this top matchup doesn't really benefit the Yasuo too crazy much, I think it's good for him to just stay up here and farm.
Yeah, the Yasuo is just sustaining himself there. Oh, looks like we have a gang follow.
Julie will have none of this jungle diff nonsense. He is going in for some kills, picking one up for himself.
Brand gets a lot of damage off, but no kills.
What's the score so far? It's 1 ahead for Naughty Boys. It's 1-0.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Eddie, unfortunately, has not yet gotten to destroy some boys with his Swain pick. So we'll be looking for him. I think
He's
he'll
got
be
a
fine.
throw it now. Let's see once you get the Zanies as well. Maybe he's gonna be really just a frontliner this game.
Yeah, the frontline ADC.
Yeah, they have kind of like pseudo tanks. I think Galio is sort of tank. Same with Swain with his ult up.
Yeah, Yasuo once he gets Death Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's such a cool skin.
Oh yeah, Splash Art's a little weird in my opinion, but
Yeah.
that's a good skin. I have the skin too.
Was that a prestige one or was
He has a prestige one. I don't have that kind of money, but
Oh, true.
okay. So Yasuo builds a Ruby Crystal. Is he gonna go Triforce? Is he
It
going?
could be, what if it's Sterax or something
Maybe.
crazy?
You do not want to go Sterax and
What if it's Cleaver?
no way it's
It'd be
Cleaver.
Cleaver, dude.
No way.
I don't know. I mean, is
I think you just have Kha'Zix build Cleaver. Right?
yeah. I don't think Kha'Zix wants to build Cleaver.
It might just be getting Frozen Mallet, which I'm not the biggest fan of because that item has
I don't
been
like that, yeah.
significantly made worse for. Just-
I would like Triforce more than Mallet.
I mean, I would just go for my IE, honestly. Just
Yeah.
go for price, forget top lane.
If he's like thinking he needs to kill a tank, I mean, I don't know.
IE,
Force
only
probably
know-
not good enough. Just go IE and go for team fighting.
IE is so much of your damage because Yasuo's just balanced around having lower crit damage.
Yeah. Yeah, Frozen Mallet, I mean, he just, sure, he can hit the Ornn more because he's like slowing him down and shit. But, like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
what?
the
You
Bork
still can't
section
kill him?
is good. Bork is really good for the lane, but I feel like Frozen Mallet doesn't even help him in lane. Mallet's slow gonna do against Warren.
Yeah. And it's not a very good item for team fighting either, so.
I mean, we'll have to see. We don't know. Could be just.
Yeah. I mean,
Ruby for
he
lane.
could be going something crazy and he's five-heading all of us, yeah.
It could just be for survivability in lane.
Yeah. And Kaw's getting some DPS dropped on his
Oh,
head.
Kaw's
Galio
expecting
up and down, but yeah, maybe a little ambitious to go on the Leona
Oh,
here.
like
Oh,
that's a
the
good-
Ranger showing up just in time though, picking up a kill for himself with the teleport, and that's probably another Drake secured unless Julie gets the defend up.
Still has flash and ult. Warren ult is still up.
Right, we have the Jin ulti coming in from behind.
It's 4v4, but Naughty Boys have more tools. Yep.
Yeah, Naughty Boys have the jungler up. And I'm curious to see, I think Ornn is just too scary in this fight. They just can't kill him.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dalps also have Swain ult up, but the rest is down.
Yeah, they burn the Yasuo ultimate, they burn the Galio ultimate. So they don't have that Wombo.
I think it's smart that they backed off. They don't have. Oh my god. Okay, Zealous goes in
Big
for.
aggression from Glorious. What a huge play.
Damn.
And just picking up 2 kills. Probably, do you think they transition to mid tower or do they do something even more ambitious somehow?
Might just be mid tower here. I don't know if they even have the. Okay, so they just reset.
Yeah.
Okay, Zealous with a really good flash stun from Cassia. I'd love to see this.
Yeah, I mean, I like the play a lot. I'm hoping that maybe they find something else off of it. Maybe it's not worth it if they can't get objective here, right?
Yeah, they just get a couple goal. Cassia flash is pretty bad to lose. I have to say. but we'll see.
I feel like they already had committed a lot to that fight. Here comes a TP out of the Galio into mid lane, just securing the fight, not allowing anything crazy to happen. I thought
Galio-
maybe they could have been a bit more aggressive off the back of those 2 kills. They had already committed to Jin ulti and a bunch of other things in that fight, so that's probably why they felt they had to go for it. And the big hit, the range out of the Leona Jin,
I mean,
just
just look at the Jin now. We haven't talked about the Jin at all.
yeah, he's been quietly gaining advantages from every fight.
Like
Couple
no,
kills
he's gonna
here,
be huge this game. Just look at the squishy. Like, there's no front line on the other side.
Yeah, there's a bunch of pseudo tanks, as you would put it, and I think
But Jin's gonna have such a good time.
yeah,
With the
definitely.
rapid fire too. He's just gonna be.
The burst damage, and there's no armor stacking yet on any members of.
No one's gonna armor stack. No one's gonna armor stack on the team.
Yeah. Well, you'll see Sonya's out of a few people, but
That's it.
probably not
That's
much
not
more.
enough. Yeah. The once
That's ambitious from Yorick Hunt with no MR items to face up into the wave against 2 mages.
we
But
got
Alp is so
Jin
dead.
coming.
Julie just coming in,
I don't
swooping
think
in.
he killed it.
Eddie might win this. It's close.
His ult is down.
Yeah.
He decides.
It's probably safe for them both to back away. I actually think Julie was getting the better of him there, but who knows? The Galio ult's up. The rotations could be fast from Dolphs, so
Yep. Okay, so Yasuo does build BF sword, which is good to see.
okay. So it's BF Sword and Ruby Crystal. What does that make? Is he going Hero
He could
Shogun?
be sitting on Ruby Crystal, and he's sitting on it for now.
Yeah. This is an interesting build. I'm hoping it's like I could see like Sterax or something, but double lifeline's bad actually. Why would he do that? I don't know. I feel like Triforce that late is kind of silly as well. You know, if you're going it after.
Ruby Crystal, it's not that big of a deal. We'll give him some health, because Yasuo does have low base health.
Oh, you think it's just like that makes sense actually. Ruby Crystal doesn't sell too
He,
much.
he might turn it into Frozen Mallet later, is my guess.
Yeah. I don't like the mallet idea though, but
We'll see. He's scaling nicely too, keeping up in CS. Cassiopeia working for Leandres.
let's look at the gold real quick. It looks like Julie has picked up a lot of that gold disadvantage he had is returned to him. He's only 200 gold behind on the Kazakhs.
Yep. Oh yeah,
So-
he has the Triforce now, which is pretty good.
But the lead for Magnum Zong has just ballooned absurdly. And is now 2,500 gold ahead. So that is a big bad boy Jin.
Someone's asking me what would happen if Yasuo buff. Pretty sure whatever damage triggers it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Popped off first. Oh,
big
look.
play from Yorick Hunt just going in, not even close to dying yet.
Yeah.
Popping his ultimate, and it looked more like a disjointed team fight from Dalps.
This is looking like another.
Yeah, it's starting to turn the tide for the naughty boys here. Unfortunately, Dalps just not coordinated enough there. The Galliot coming in, but
And the Kazakhs also, it feels like he never really snowballed his late. He got caught twice in a row, or like 3 times, and didn't get any damage off.
yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that. I mean, Zelius didn't leave a whole lot of opportunities in mid lane unless they were looking to dive. So maybe they should have done. Brought a
Are gonna start lacking damage now. Ornn, even the Ornn's build triggers some people in chat. Like the Sunfire is done now, and the Thornmill is only gonna help him now.
I actually think the Thornmill is pretty genius, because
Um,
the Yasuo would have had to.
I think just holding
group
Bramble is
that.
also good. I don't know. We can argue about items though.
Well, what he wanted was the Warden's Mill, though. That's the thing he bought first.
Yeah. Okay, I can see what you're trying to say. It's good against acid, but I don't know if you need. I think just Bramble's good enough.
Yeah, I think that's probably true as well.
Bramble.
And I understand the complaint, obviously. He has no MR because of his build choices right now.
Oh, look, Cassie gets a huge ult. Yasuo is just one shot right there. This is why you don't play Yasuo.
Yeah, and Yorick Hunt getting absolutely destroyed by the magic damage, but managing to scrape by, getting away. Yeah, I think that what would be better for Dalps here is if they were just splitting the map a bit more, because they are
Oh
not
my
going to win these team fights. Julie just barely making it away. The brand damage ticking away at him. He's got to heal up to secure this Drake. Hitting away at the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, the orange is starting to struggle against the magic damage. This
Yeah,
because of the Abyssal Mass. But he's working towards it now. I can see the Negatron Cloak.
Yeah, and the good news for him is he doesn't need to survive that long because his teammates are doing so much damage. The fights are over well before he's in danger. So
But
that
I
one
think
was a little close, but
Yeah.
is this player pool from gold and below? No, they're all diamond players except for Yorikon. So
I think their level is still definitely all diamond and above.
yeah.
I have some master tier players too, or close to it at least.
Do they?
Yeah, isn't Magnum Zong?
Oh, he's like diamond too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he
He
was-
might have been
he-
at some point.
I think if you're master tier in the last season, consider you master tier.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, one thing that's important to note about the league is that not so many of these people play a ton of ranked games
Yeah,
or
it's-
even bother to rank up. So
Same. The Gully also went really low damage, just full tank. You usually see Gallias go a bit more damage for one shots, but oh, there's the Kazakh's dead again.
yeah, and this is just a lot of control from the mid lane for Naughty Boys, and
That's
some
the
fearless movements out of the Dalps deputies. Almost a dozen, just barely scraping out of there, but secured by Magnum Zong with another pair of snipes. Look at this man go. He is unbeatable in this game.
Yep.
So last game we were saying Zelius was an absolute mad lad carrying the team. This game, Zong,
The whole team has just been solid.
yeah, Zong is the solid pillar that they're just leaning on in these team fights, and he is carrying like a mad lad. He's just going crazy.
I expected more from this brand swim bot lane, honestly. The kind
Yeah.
of
I
dive
think
one or level
Uh, They ended up with that early disadvantage because of the level 1, where the blue got stolen and they lost flash, right?
yeah.
And I think that shut the lane down a lot.
Oh yeah. Swain dying there early is pretty bad, and Jin is one of those champions kind of just play from range, which is pretty confusing seeing this pick into Jin.
Yeah,
I'd much rather see it into like an Ezreal, something closer range.
yeah, and I think as well that the way that Naughty Boys played the early game, they were all kind of just sitting back and letting Dops push in. Even mid lane, he was just rather than going forward for kills, he was
I mean,
just
I'm really confused by this Yasuo top. It feels like it really hasn't done much. I would have much rather him play something like Camille. I don't know if it was banned or not,
I don't believe Camille was banned.
because I feel like if you're going for that split push style, much rather see him on that.
And once
Just
again,
not the
Skip's
best.
going nuts.
Oh yeah.
Picking up another kill, and the long range engages out of Cause and Leona have just destroyed.
Mhm.
Okay, a return kill from almost a dozen, and Julie's just going crazy. Here comes the Ornn ulti. Probably picking up the Gallia. Okay, Magnum Zong says that one's mine.
Just don't have damage.
And the double. Yeah, and the range from which the Naughty Boys can engage is just so far away.
They just have no damage. The Swain is not really a carry at this point with his items.
Yeah, they fell very, very far behind on the bot side.
Leia went full tank. Kha'Zix, he had the early damage punch. Couldn't really get anything going either. Yasuo just can't team fight into this comp.
No, especially, I don't know, considering that the
Cassie
Aura is like
drop her
collapsing.
doubly on top of herself as Yasuo ever doesn't. Just can't dash anymore.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Yasuo didn't at least attempt to go the board build and full split. But
I think if the rest of your map is losing, you can't.
yeah, and another pretty decisive game from Naughty Boys, I would say.
I think the Delps had.
They had better early game this time, even though it kind of went awry.
Yeah, they had the lead early, but I think.
Yeah, I do like the Kha'Zix pick. I want to see more aggressive ganking junglers out of almost a dozen in game 3.
I mean, he got some leads early, the scuttle fights. He managed to get some kills, but I felt like around the dragon fights, the amount of times I saw him under Leona, too many. That is Kha'Zix's main weakness. Is kind of if you just get blasted in team fights, you really just fall behind really fast. And
Yeah,
Hecarim was just like nicely farming up until Triforce.
well, and the bottom lane from Naughty Boys was just constantly finding the Kha'Zix. Wherever he was invading into the jungle, or even in his own jungle, he was getting caught out by Leona ults and Jin W.
Leona just has free range. You can just go a roam wherever. Brand's not the best champ at doing that.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I like the attempt at some cheesy picks, some spice down in the bottom lane, but I'm interested to see what the plan is out of Delps for game 3.
Yeah.
There's a game 3, right? I'm not the best of
Yeah,
5.
it's the best.
Okay.
So they have. We're at game point now, so we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, if they have anything left in the tank, it's time to show it, right?
Yep.
Whatever sneaky strats and nasty picks they have.
Yeah, the brand did not seem to work out.
I think now maybe they just go back to something more standard for bottom,
Mhm.
and hopefully they pick up a another good jungle matchup where almost a dozen can just kind of do his thing and pick up that early game lead that we know he can do. But
Yeah,
are
one
they,
the Naughty Boys is you kind of just ignore top lane.
have we got invites yet, or
Yeah, I'm in lobby.
can you send me one?
Yep. Let me send you one. I was going to say, Naughty Boys doesn't really care about their top lane too much. Ranger could probably pull out a better pick, something like Camille, and just try to snowball through that. Because Yasuo is not really the best pick at doing that, at least from top lane.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of known
He had
quantities.
Ornn level the first game, couldn't really do much on Ornn.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of known quantities that you pick into the
Mm-hmm.
the Ornn, and the also is kind of maybe a little ambitious. I did like the spice. I've got to say it again.
He can't. I mean, even like the itemization from purely just to
It just to nullify the yeah. I thought the Thornmill was pretty smart, but
I mean, the argument about the items is kind of overdone at this point, but it doesn't really matter. Yasuo can't really just push his lead against Ornn,
yeah, definitely.
but we'll see what they come up with this game.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that they didn't orchestrate some more topside ganks to get that Kha'Zix some more advantages. That would have set the Ornn far enough behind that Yasuo could win that match.
Ornn is a really tough champion to kind of camp as well. He doesn't really have a tough time, honestly, surviving lane. He's super hard to dive. He can clear waves with his W. And just gets super tanky really early on as well. He doesn't
have
really
we-
care if he misses too much farm. He can always kind of staying relevant with levels. He's good.
Okay, so I think for game 3, what is it exactly that we want to see from Dalps other than maybe more standard picks, I guess?
Snowball through top lane. Pick something like Camille or like Lily.
Oh, well, Lilia would be interesting, yeah.
Put bot lane on Ezreal duty. Mid lane could go on Gali duty again and play through top lane.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's more their style anyway, especially with
I mean, I'm just saying based on how these games have gone, it could be that some of these players are a lot better than what they've shown. So we might just see a much better mid lane or much better bot lane performance. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, I think that the entire lineup for both teams is pretty strong. But for this series so far, it's been pretty dominant for Magnum Zong and Kaz in the bot lane.
Yep.
It's pretty hard to deny that. Zelius also has been taking a lot of advantages
The
in there.
first team, the Ezreal or Khan did fine. It was other things that I think made it worse. The second game, yeah, it was kind of on them. They also had a weird bot lane with Brandon, Swain.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll see how their mental goes. If they can bring it back.
Well, one thing I will say for them is that in game 2 they came in fighting,
Yep.
So I think that they're mentally resilient enough to
Yeah. Yeah.
come into this one again.
Yep.
The question is, will they have a good plan?
Yep.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Evan, you're also
I'm gonna have to ask Evan.
Yeah,
Evan. Yeah.
I'm still here. Yep, go ahead.
Okay. We're good. We're good.
Should be fun to see the pick and ban.
Yeah, I'm hoping the bands change up a bit because we had 2 games in a row, right, with the same bands for the first 3.
I think they will do the same bans. It'll probably because it's more
I
like
think the band
love.
actually works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah, I'm excited for Game 3. I think that if there's a moment in this series where something crazy is going to come out
Mm-hmm.
from the Naughty Boys, not just Dalps, but the Naughty Boys as well, they will do it in this game.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
So, maybe Dalps doesn't need some 3000 IQ strategy. Maybe Naughty Boys just do something wild and int it,
Yeah.
Because knowing these guys, it could happen.
Yep.
Okay, the Shen once again. So probably expecting similar bans to the last 2 games. Maybe one or two different, but
Yeah. They did the same thing last game, and they lost a different comp.
so we'll have Nidalee or Shaco first, and then the other one, and Vel'Koz for Naughty Boys. And this side was Shen, Syndra, and Maokai. Yup. We'll see. Maybe they do ban something different here.
Yeah.
Echo.
Oh, Echo, yeah.
So they
Interesting.
leave Maokai up. I don't know if Naughty Boys take the Maokai here.
Yeah, Maokai is not even the strongest tank on the path.
Yeah. Okay, Hacker and banned out. Interesting.
Maokai is, I guess, easier to play with the point and collect, but I don't know. Oh,
And the
Vel'Koz.
Vel'Koz insta-lock. Okay, so this is Visi. This is Visi 100%.
I see. They did ban Syndra, which is pretty decent to Vel'Koz. Same with Echo. There are other assassins that are good too. Something like Zed. I don't know if Zelius plays Zed.
I don't think Celius would opt into Zed. He'd probably go Yasuo before Zed.
Okay.
I don't think that they'll just immediately pick mid though. This could be a flex to Dalp. The
Maokai
Maokai. Okay, they left it up and they took it.
is a pretty abusable champ. You can get
Yeah.
countered pretty. There's so many top lane picks that just shit on him.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they take for Swift Ranger here.
Yeah. They're good 1v1 champs into him, but okay. They're looking
They're feeling more game 1 comp in this one, and leave counter for Zelius probably.
Yep.
So
he
I
has
guess
to be
that's one of the
Vel'Koz.
ideas.
It's probably going to be Vel'Koz in mid. Okay, we got a Zac. I think
Yeah.
the Zac is really going to like this because he can also farm, just like Skarner. He doesn't have to care about early ganking, the skill.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there's the Ezreal. We were looking for that.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking that the Maokai. Oh, the Zed hover. I want him to pick it.
Yeah,
Okay,
Zed-
I don't know if I like these Ziggs, but okay. Evan, you see that? He hovered Samira for you.
I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen Samira. She's been just destroying.
Yeah, I think Zong is not quite comfortable yet with the Samira, even though he's pretty good at it.
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll have to see what these bans are. I don't know if the deputies are gonna ban Zed.
Okay, expected the Pike ban, I think.
Morgana.
Morgana, interesting.
Kate Morg is really strong.
Yeah, okay. I feel like,
Like
I don't know, I feel like you almost let Cause have Morgana so that he doesn't get to play some crazy engage champ.
I don't know. I think you can still make plays with Morgana, but just imagine just Skarner running at you with Morgana shield.
That's true. And we see the Fiora ban, pretty smart against Swift
Right.
Ranger.
Okay.
Thresh, yeah, makes sense. I don't know if we'll see Leona. Katarina's probably a troll hover, I guess. We'll see support here. Maybe it's the Bardo.
That's big that can kind of shit on the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, but what about Bardo though?
Oh, Bard is really good into Vel'Koz.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Bard pick is what they do here, but
Bard Caitlyn, really strong.
oh,
Oh,
the
LeBlanc
LeBlanc. Okay, so then
is another really good into pick into Vel'Koz. Just
here's
for
the interesting thing: is what if it's Maokai support? What if?
It could be, but
Yeah.
I don't know what the other side is gonna pick into Kled.
I don't know either, but it could happen.
Kled, yeah, I do like the Kled a lot more. I think.
Kled makes a lot of sense, especially in the matchup.
I'm not too familiar with that matchup, but I think Kled can snowball.
Kled gets an advantage because of the healing reduction in his kit.
Oh, yep.
So
Rakan.
okay, the Rakan. So they're going back to the Ezreal Rakan.
The con from the deputies a lot more this time. They do have a lot more comfort picks. I think Visi is known to be Vel'Koz player, so
Oh, he's he's an extremely good Vel'Koz
I'm
player.
sure he's also had experience in the LeBlanc matchup. That matchup is interesting. Is should win, but you can get outskilled by Vel'Koz because some Vel'Koz one tricks are insane, dude.
And there's the Bard. Okay, I'm excited. I'm interested to see exactly how this plays out, but I'm excited to see
Really
Cloud's on the Bard.
strong bot side of Caitlyn Bard. I think mid lane is also
Yeah,
LeBlanc.
mid lane should have an advantage.
Yeah.
I would worry for Dalps if they don't execute some good ganks onto this Maokai though.
Yeah, I think the Kled does need to get going.
Yeah, get this guy an advantage and don't let the Maokai be first to group. Make sure Kled has like the lane kingdom he always dreamt of.
Yep.
And that's how they're gonna win. They're gonna keep that side lane separate. They're gonna deny some of that engage, some of that front line, and they're just gonna poke. Then they can look for those flanking engages with Kled ulti and the million-mile Zac jump.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think definitely a better like alternative to the game one draft out
Yeah,
of
they have a lot more comfort this time around.
yeah. So on the other side, we've got Cause on Bard, Zelius on LeBlanc.
Mm-hmm.
Things are gonna get pretty spicy. I'm excited. I mean, unfortunate we didn't see the Maokai support, I would say, but I'll take a Bard any day, you know?
Yeah, Bard is really good into these immobile mages like Vel'Koz.
Yeah. And it'd also be good for, like, let's say they got behind, hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
Use Bard ulti the, behind the Kled ult, stop the whole team, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the Vel'Koz blind pick is pretty. There's a lot of counters. LeBlanc is one of them. Zed.
yeah, I mean, I think the idea here is that Visi's very confident, and he's on blue side, so he's gonna get countered, right?
Yeah, I think he's just going for comfort, honestly. I think there's some champions like Vel'Koz, if you're one-tricking them, like I know some crazy Vel'Koz player that they just know rune setups and spell choices that you can kind of survive any lane.
Right, and he'll pick and choose the waves where he actually attempts to get all the farm.
Yeah,
and the rest will just
Vel'Koz
let-
can kind of survive this lane from just barrier merc creds. Kind of just go defensive.
yeah.
He just gets merc creds, he just never gets in. Cornell just plays under his tower, but
Zelius in chat says he's sweating. He's very worried about the reverse sweep. First time in LBLCS history, perhaps, that,
oh, okay.
I don't know. That's what some people have claimed. So,
I mean, they could go either way.
yeah, but I am also still liking the Naughty Boys comp. I think they have a lot of tools to engage again. Skarner's going to force that QSS tax. They've got the big front line for Caitlyn.
Yep.
And even if they're forced to play 4-1, the LeBlanc can look for picks in the 4. So,
Yeah, LeBlanc's gonna have a fun game.
yeah, not a lot of things stop LeBlanc on the Dalps team. It's just going to be up to their positioning and skill.
Yeah, Ezreal is kind of safer against LeBlanc because of his mobility. So we'll have to see. I mean, this bot lane is looking scary. Caitlyn, pretty deadly.
Yeah, and Magnum Zong is excellent at these long range, kind of safer, just range DPS 80 carries.
Yeah.
Chill in the back. Don't have to be at 400 range. You can be at like, be at like 500-600 range.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he likes to be.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this I mean, it's definitely going to be early priority and dragon for the Naughty Boys. Looks like mid lane pushing in, bot lane pushing in. Top lane, I guess, doesn't matter as much.
Good luck to both teams. All right, thank you, dude. Good night, bro.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, this should be an interesting bot lane matchup again, as it has been all series. But the Naughty Boys with a consistent plan coming in, they're just gonna play bot side and get drags every game.
Yep.
Um, good night, Evan and the casters. He's the producer.
Yeah. We were planning on having him talk a bit more, but
I don't want to.
it's fine. It's fine. You have a nice nap.
He's feeling a little under the weather, maybe a little sleepy. Who knows?
It happens, dude. It happens.
So in the load screen, I guess we'll take a look at the skin game once again.
Uh-huh.
I think Delp might only have Cosmic Dawn Rakan, and that's why there's never any synergy here.
That's
That's
fine, dude. Rakan doesn't even have that many good skins, honestly.
that's toxic.
Oh, I'm serious. He's not the best to have skins.
That's true. That's true. We do have some cross team synergy
We
again.
have the Arclight Vel'Koz with the Guardian of the Sandscar.
Yeah, or how about the pool party Zach and pool party Caleb?
Vel'Koz did go berry this game.
Yes, he did.
It's gonna be a lot better for him in lane.
Yeah,
Or
I'm looking
harder
at
for LeBlanc to get solo kills for sure.
the rune setups here, and Bard has the phased rush.
Ooh.
I think what I've seen was the electrocute or Halo Blades a lot,
Dude,
or they just go
I
the
have
phased
seen
party.
countless different Bard rune setups. I never question them. These Bard players are just, I don't know, scientists. Not
Oh,
scientists.
I would never question Cause's Bard.
Heck,
This is the new. This
it
is
is
the
the
Bible
most
on how to play
champion.
Bard.
It is his most played champion, and Bard is one of those champions that can early solo carry games.
Yeah, I just kind of go with whatever he's doing. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. He had a really good Thresh performance. We'll see how he does in Bard.
Yeah. Oh, the bot lane for Naughty Boys has just been on fire this whole series.
Yep.
The
Yep.
Leona game, he's set up almost every pick with his ultimate, with his ease,
Yep.
and just being so aggressive once they pick up a small advantage.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we get any level ones.
Okay, so it looks like they're splitting up on the map. Yorkunt alone on the top side. Hopefully, he avoids some engage. Or actually, perhaps we'd rather see Dalps
Oh
kill.
my god, they're good for a cheesy board portal.
They are. He starts the portal, goes in for the try.
Oh, they were trying to get the bot lane gank, maybe.
Yeah, they were hoping someone was sitting try.
Okay, we'll have to see how the top side responds.
Okay, they don't spot this though. There's no words on bot side for Dalps, so
They have to know that they might have invaded. Let's see.
yeah, it is kind of sacrificing a bit of laning for Bard to start E though. It's just
Yeah.
not a safe assumption that he would do it.
Here's too much. You can still auto for.
Oh no, he'll be fine. It's just a lot less kill pressure with that ability.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got standard item starts.
Yeah, the corrupting pot for both mid laners probably
Mhm.
won't matter, but just trading damage with the corrupting stacks.
Zach starting top side. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like okay, the Maokai will fake the leash even though he's just sitting in the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think probably Naughty Boys should know, based on the timing of bot lane meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They should know that it was a topside start for Zach.
Nope.
Okay, and we're seeing some poke coming out from mid lane. This is on his comfort pick.
Yeah, I think right now, once LeBlanc gets leveled, she can start.
The kitchen.
Again.
I've got John asking if he can join the TriCast. What do you think, Evan?
I don't know if I have the authority to decide that. I'll let
Yeah,
you.
I'm asking our resident admin. I don't know if he's got the capacity to respond at this point.
I'm sure most admins would say yes, if I were to guess.
Get on in here, John.
Let's see what John. We'll just make it a full.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have that top lane insight that neither of us really have. So
I don't know if John plays top lane even. Pretty sure he's just a bot lane main. We're just forcing him in top lane.
top lane for our team. What do you?
Hello.
Plays top
Hello?
lane for your team, but he hates top lane. Come on, John, tell him.
Oh, top lane is the worst, best role in the game.
I'm telling him that you're a bot lane main.
Well, yeah,
Chat,
that's the thing.
just so you guys know, this is Frank's Little Beauty's top lane player, Forever Molding.
Top lane player, but
Hello,
does not
chat.
like
Hello, chat.
How are you doing, chat?
to go for a tea break very soon. I'll let you know.
Are you able to spectate, John, or?
I am spectating. I'm joining the
Am I?
game.
Oh, okay, he's
just
joining the
keep
game.
it on directed cam, and you'll be able to see when we see.
Okay, sure thing.
Well, look at this
I-
top. Constant dueling. Look at the Maokai's HP, dude.
Swift Ranger is playing this much more aggressively than he has the last few matchups. I
I
think he
think
knows that he has a
honestly-
bigger advantage here.
He has to be the one winning this.
Yeah, this is a good matchup for Kled.
Oh, this
Yeah.
should be it should be terrible for Maokai. Yeah.
So, Evan, you need to bring up the scoreboard.
Oh, Evan, can you? He might not be here right now.
Is he really? I mean, he's
Uh,
controlling the stream, so.
Our producer is trolling.
Oh, look at the top lane again. Maokai's low.
when he gets
Man
out,
up.
Re-engages.
It is a 1v2. Let's see if Clyde can get his remount. Oh my god. Is he going to do it?
It's
He
so
does.
close. He gets it. Okay, doesn't kill the Maokai just yet, but he's winning
won't get
against the Skarner. Can he
doesn't matter.
survive? Skarner with a great flash manages
Red
to pick up the kill.
Skarner was just, I guess, too much.
Yeah, and that flash, I mean, avoiding a lot of the damage from that Kled Q
Yeah.
and getting behind him to secure the kill. Pretty good flash.
I mean, you saw how that went in a 1v2. Clyde gets more item. That's going to be even worse.
Yeah, I don't think that the Maokai is out of the woods by any stretch at this point. I'd be interested to see where Zach decides to put his first gank. It looks like it's going bot lane, just barely getting out with the flash. Did the W connect from Rakan, or was it just a little late?
I'm not sure. I didn't really catch it, but
Yeah,
I
seems
would
like
guess, yeah,
like-
they just have mobility. It's really tough to engage on Nublar.
the good news is that's Caitlyn flash gone and no summoners burned on the side of Dalbs. So a repeat definitely possible. This mid lane matchup is not going quite as well as I think Zelius
I mean, I
was.
would tell you that if you're like a one trick at some of these champs like Vel'Koz, you can survive pretty much any lane.
Yeah, we are looking at actually a Dark Seal purchased for Visi.
To get the scoreboard up on the stream, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just letting the chat know. The CS is pretty even. Obviously, Visi's already taken his recall.
It is
And
like a
Zelius has
15
the vehicle.
lead top. Actually, Maokai's gonna grab some of it. It's probably like around 10.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know. Maokai probably doesn't grab all this. It's probably 15.
What minute are you guys on? I'm just making sure that I'm
Almost 6. 5 seconds left.
5:57, 58.
Yeah, you're good.
Gotcha.
It's mostly just the CS top lane lead. Mid lane 2 slight lead. Vel'Koz is far better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vel'Koz.
about 10 CS at 6. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Both mid laners going for the Dark Seal. This is just an absolute slugfest. They are
Dark
tossing
Seal.
everything at each other.
It's like a must go to if you have corrupting pot start. Such
Yeah.
a good set.
And at this point, I think Visi will be looking to recall again soon, so probably give an opportunity to Zelius to
Mhm.
recoup some of that CS disadvantage, as he's got the corrupting pot lead and will outtrade.
Yep. I mean, level 6 LeBlanc is a big power spike too. That's when she can threaten solo kills and a lot of champs.
Yeah, I think what we're looking at here, though, is just for Visi to come out of this as even as possible, because winning this matchup for him just means going even.
Yeah, this matchup's really rough because he also has to worry about the
He does a
Skarner.
very
And as we say it, he takes a big trade, probably forced back here. It's okay, he'll just be evening out in CS, but
yeah, he had barrier up there, so that's why further.
yeah, no all in from LeBlanc, but.
But LeBlanc doesn't need to even kill him. You just need to have pressure. That's how they win.
And off the bot side pressure and the mid lane recall, they're just taking first Drake. A nice free Ocean Dragon
Mm.
for the Naughty Boys.
Tough for the Ezreal to contest against
Yeah.
Caitlyn. Can't walk into it.
That's been the story of most of the series so far, is that just a big bot side focus for the Naughty
Yeah.
Boys. While they try to let Swift Ranger get an advantage on top side for Dalbs.
Yeah. Maokai with the Bramble is gonna have a lot easier.
Looks like LeBlanc is roaming down too. Might have some action coming in.
Yep. Game 1, Zelius had the Echo and made huge impact on bottom lane, and is here for a counter as almost a dozen comes in for a gank. Looks like another kill for Zelius. Two picked up for Zelius. Almost a dozen trading back, trying to get Julie. Not quite going to do it. But Zelius 2 kills off another roam. Eerily similar to game 1, and he goes to trade for more. This is getting stuck.
Ooh,
A lot of
big commit by the Bard.
almost
Might
a
pay for
dozen. Might be able to secure a kill. He does, but gonna lose his life for it. As Zelius gets a third.
Yep. Okay, so they're able to grab one.
Yeah, trading one back, and honestly, I think they wish Zach didn't get it. He was in blobs when he picked it up.
Vel'Koz needed it.
Yeah, Vel'Koz really needed that kill, so
3 kills in LeBlanc. This matchup is even harder for them.
yeah,
This is the
aside
point where you realize as a top laner, as you're a cunt right now, you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna chill.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait for my team to carry me because they are winning.
I mean, he's got the pick for it too. Maokai kind of just accept whatever lane matchup you have.
Swift Ranger's on an island, but Yorick Hunt is in an oasis. He is just relaxed,
Yep.
having a nice cold coriander, and watching his team jumping to the victory screen.
Okay, so Visi does have the HP advantage in that trade. Zealous goes for a bad trade.
Yeah, Zelius does have all his corrupting stocks, though.
Khan is mirroring the Bard here, but I don't know. That don't mean anything.
I mean, they're
Just kind
just
of fighting for vision.
jockeying for the vision around Drake. I actually haven't paid too much attention to the vision score of both supports for the series. I'll have to look at that afterward. But
It's pretty early in the game for that.
yeah, mostly thinking of the last 2 games. I would say it's pretty hard for Dalt to get much going because of the massive pressure disparity in bot side for the last 2 games. Just like based off of draft mostly.
By the way, okay, Evan's back.
How do you
Evan,
know?
gotcha. You got
What?
the scoreboard up? Hey, let's go, dude. We
I
brought John in. I hope that's fine.
Hey John, I just threw up, John.
Oh my,
that's-
you're
No, I'm feeling a lot better now.
That's good. Oh.
Anyways, you guys
Welcome
keep doing
back.
your thing.
you're feeling the best.
John, Evan the producer. Oh, we have a
Okay,
DC at a
Please.
pod.
Oh,
Kled
please.
has had enough of his team.
GG next season. I mean,
I'm kidding. They're-
Been
We'll see how
there.
this
There's a
game-
chance. I think there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
chance for Dolps to come back here.
Okay,
They
for
can scale. They can get a good team fight with the Rakan and
LeBlanc, trust
the
me,
Zach
LeBlanc.
jumping in.
this is the best topside draft that they've had so far. Zach is an incredibly strong ganker, and so I'm hoping that they kind of put some of those resources up for Swift Ranger and allow him those opportunities to get ahead.
For
Right.
sure.
I think their biggest thing is just gonna be setting up the Vel'Koz for team fights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If
Vel-
they can get good setups for the Vel'Koz ult.
I think a mid game plan for them is going to be to contest maybe third Drake.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
we're pausing, coming back into the game.
Realistically, they might still lose at 20 minutes. So
Mhm.
but they might not want to give it up. So we'll see.
Oh, Zealous goes for a really good trade, but he is gonna die.
Makes
Oh,
it
he
way-
does get-
Wow,
and
he
this
ran it all the way
is
around.
Legendary Vel'Koz just did the
Wow.
tip.
Zealous is not calculating the right amount of damage, I guess.
Yeah, and just barely not juking out the Vel'Koz ult on the end there.
You kind of just went for like a whole melee combo. Vel'Koz just landed.
Yeah, that's
And,
pretty
uh,
tough. The 3
you got
0.
This phase Vel'Koz knows if you get hit by every skill shot of his, you're just dead.
So
Vel'Koz is playing like a Chad.
yeah,
What he has to play against.
I'm
shining
telling you,
light of hope for the Daleks right now.
it's super easy to give away your advantages of Blanc. I've seen that way too many times.
Yeah, it's much better to play around your
A
teammates.
lot of
Like
people also aren't greatest at picking up CS with her, so you kind of fall in that aspect too. She's not like a fucking Oriana that can just clear camps.
and
Oh.
he goes in for another, but this one, Mike-
That's a barrier coming in.
man,
She's fine.
Yep. Yeah, the
Missy-
barrier.
Barely.
Visi is just soaking all the pressure right now, keeping the 3-0 or 3-0 LeBlanc under wraps in mid lane, and even drawing the Bard out.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said about the barrier mid lane. It's so good at just surviving the lane. Kind of just. So you never get.
Thrown out the emote.
Yep.
Mhm.
He's looking for a little trade. He probably regret that one pretty quickly. Maybe not. He does have a lot of armor built up now.
He once he gets Ramble, it's a lot nicer, I guess, the trades. But he's still getting pushed in.
And this is kind of smart, not allowing him to dismount so that the trade kind of sticks a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice little Caitlyn ult. Nothing to
Mhm.
see here.
just quietly farming up. And
Yeah,
we haven't really talked about the late game here. Who do you think wins the scaling battle? I think it's much better for Dalps than it has been in the last few games.
Both sides have their own strength. It's really going to be
I think
bad.
Caitlyn can do some good stuff against Vel'Koz if he gets caught out in position with a
mean, there's
rapid
a lot
fire
of-
Stormrazor proc.
Both
But I
sides.
think Delps is easier to execute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think once they get that lead for top lane, you're just not going to see Maokai. And that makes it a lot harder for Caitlyn because she has less front line.
Oh wow!
Visi.
Welcome to the prediction.
Nick,
Okay.
that
Yeah,
was
Vis-
nice.
Yeah, you can see why he picked Vel'Koz here. Confident in his ability. You saw in that 1v like that gank too. He kind of displayed it calm.
And Zelius in the chat with when did you go to China and play Vel'Koz for 10,000 games?
Yeah, the best of Vel'Koz forever.
What happened in the bot lane?
We need to find some names of super server Vel'Koz mains.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll start calling Visi a Smurf.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Secret super server Smurf.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast.
Secret super server Smurf, secret super server Smurf, secret super server Smurf, secret super server Smurf. God, that's hard. Secret super server Smurf.
That's 5. I counted.
You get a cookie.
Yeah, give me that cookie. Alright, so I think the plan here for Dalps is just to try to slow the game down a bit. Don't let this LeBlanc run away, avoid the Skarner ultis, and leave that top island doing its thing.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
agree.
Ezreal needs to scale up, get his 2 item spike. And then maybe they can skirmish a bit more. But for now, once Caitlyn gets her IE, it's going to be kind of rough to fight on bot
Working on
side.
it.
So,
Yeah, they're definitely not going to have any kind of priority bot side until he's close to the Mirror Mana and he has a Sheen.
yeah, one of the worries as well is that Drake is coming pretty fast. 3 minutes, and I don't know if they're going to hit the item spikes that they really want.
So the interesting duel happening top side.
Hey, Yorick is just waiting cooldowns. He's not letting the remount happen, and does
Oh,
get the
that's a kill.
solo kill. Absolute legend, insane. So that turns that matchup on its head a bit.
Yeah, I mean, if
nice item.
Maokai can get items on him and just get tanky to the point where Kled just can't eat through his
him.
armor, it's not going to really matter.
Yeah, I think there's a point still where Kled gets enough items that he wins that again. But if he can delay it long enough, I mean, his team's already ahead. That is huge. Because right now, Dalps is just relying on top lane to be drawing away pressure so that they don't have to fight on the other side. And did we miss what happened to it? He just got bursted by Zelius.
He just got
and
dove by Bard and LeBlanc.
Yeah, I may have missed some of that.
Yeah. This Bard's been everywhere. He's been all over the place, making the Vel'Koz's lane a living hell.
Utsi, it's 2-0 up for Naughty Boys right now. Dalps is trying to reverse sweep comeback with their legendary Vel'Koz player at the helm.
Yep. Love to see if they can bring it back. LeBlanc's gonna be a problem, but
What is
We have-
Vel'Koz's build, actually? That's an interesting thing somebody
he
brought up.
might be getting into Death Stance with the Cleaver as well. He's doing like
Looks like
3
he's just trying to
items.
get some early CDR.
Tiamat makes sense just for the wave clear, but then he's kind of building 2 items at once here.
It's something that you do a lot on champions like Aatrox.
Yeah, I know about the Aatrox. You kind of want that 4th person.
You
ASAP.
Or like Riven, where you start the Caulfield.
Mhm,
But those
mhm.
don't build into Black Cleaver usually. You go like Essence Reaver, I think.
Oh,
So he's
Volkaz gets interrupted.
CDR
And then
over.
Atrax goes like Cleaver Death Stance.
Okay, a
Mhm.
nice engage from Delp. Unable to secure the kill on Cause though. And maybe almost a dozen gone too far. The TP came in from
Yep.
York. He's delaying the rest of the team. Almost a dozen getting bursted down. And he's blobbed. We'll see if they can save
Oh
him under
my.
the tower as Delp gets the re-engage. Visi looking to extend the fight, but oh, he does pick up a kill to trade. Both junglers
Mhm.
going down.
Master of Geometry.
Mhm.
Cause is my hero. Well, that makes good sense. He is an excellent, excellent bard player.
Oh yeah.
And Yurikon with a nice TP to split the fight up there.
Yeah.
Really saved them from that engage. Oh, Zelius may be in a little trouble. Let's see if somebody rotates over. Delp just chasing him around. Hey, he's just,
Slap LeBlanc a little bit.
yeah.
This might be
LeBlanc's just-
death for the Maokai.
Yeah.
it's bad for
No.
Malphite. Maybe Visi is caught out? No, Visi's just too good.
Yeah. Baits out the barrier. Almost kills the. LeBlanc's not gonna be able to help.
Yeah, Vel'Koz had to burn barrier. Flash still available. The dragon is up. Both junglers died last fight, so we'll have to see
Mhm.
who can get the prio over the Drake now that they're up again.
Yeah, this
Oh,
will be
it's Elias
interesting.
is
I
gonna be
think
fighting
Delps
Julie.
definitely have to fight over this.
Yeah. I didn't see any pings, but I'm sure Zelius noticed that Julie took his blue.
Mhm. Oh, Kaz gets really chunked out. Eats up a plan. Starting up the dragon.
Is that Skarner Spire on red
Mhm.
side?
Oh wow, Zillis goes in for a flash chain on the Ezreal.
Okay, that was very ambitious, but it did burn both of Ezreal's summoners as Julie
Yep.
goes down before the fight really even gets rolling. Visi picking up that first kill. Yurikant left alone in the middle of the enemy team. Behind enemy lines, he's still fighting, but he goes down.
Oh yeah. Delph
Magnum's
just got the
gone next to
perfect.
Delph.
They got the perfect team fight they needed.
And now we're talking about a series here.
Mhm.
Delph picking up a sizable gold advantage. They fought for this third dragon and won it.
Zelius went in for a really aggressive chain onto.
That was
That's what kind of just.
Yeah,
I can
he did
see
burn
his
both
up.
summoners, but he
Yep,
was
yep.
overreaching probably a bit too much.
Yeah, but he
Oh, yeah.
as a Blanc, when you blow away all your dashes to not even get the kill, can be pretty bad for you, I guess. And the board also on the back end only hit the Vel'Koz was able to just move forward with his team with the Kled ult. Just lizard through the team, killing everyone.
Yeah, and the Vel'Koz with some really good precision there, just picking people off.
Oh
Bit
yeah,
out-
this is his game to carry now. Look at his. He's gonna have Leandre soon, and that doesn't matter what the Maokai's resistance is.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble here, but
can-
Mhm.
Flash is probably okay.
Okay, Visi.
A lot of
no
damage.
barrier.
He's gonna go down to the ignite.
I mean, if the board keeps playing like that, then
It's,
yeah, he
it's
doesn't
really
have
just
a
going to
chance.
come down to execution. If the LeBlanc and Bard can
Mhm.
get onto the
Yeah,
Vel'Koz.
they have the
Bard ult
tools.
and-
They have the tools to make his life miserable.
Correct.
Yeah, they have stalled out the soul point though, taking last
Mhm.
dragon. So it's gonna give a
Yeah.
little bit more time for them to get that top lane advantage and hopefully split this
Yep.
Maokai away from his team because he's been playing really well in the fights.
I mean, I'm looking at the bot lane turret HPs. They're pretty even as well. So they haven't really been able to open up the map. LeBlanc's also kind of just stuck in mid lane. She's starting to lose trades.
Bot tower fall? No, it's still there.
Yeah, both towers, both sides have pretty decent HPs in towers.
Interesting. You don't see this often, where lane
Yeah,
assignments are still the same in
both.
20 minutes.
I don't know how if a herald was taken, but no heralds were used. All the turrets are still up.
I don't think they've taken a herald though.
Yeah, all the turrets are still up. LeBlanc wants to be like kind of opening up the map.
It's been a really slow, just kind of laning heavy game. This one.
This is really good for Delps. 'cause
The
it lets
Maokai
them
is
scale.
starting to win trades.
Oh, and then the
And Ezreal's probably dead here.
tower is
Mm-hmm.
turned off.
Ooh.
Ezreal trading a kill. Well played from
Yep.
Eddie Chan.
Ezreal's hit his power spike too, which is pretty big.
Yeah, he's
Yep,
playing
he got
really
his
well
mirror
this
mana.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Getting his vengeance for the first two.
You might have a
Khan will be.
Dedra Khan. He does W over the wall.
And
Might
Dalp
be dead here.
He
weaking
does
out.
look very dead.
Connor, though.
Oh.
Claw is on the other side, waiting with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
And did he burn flash to get over the wall there? I think
Yes, he did. And that
That's
was a
a-
waste flash.
Yeah.
This Vel'Koz has to play really safe now. Whenever Vel'Koz is just missing.
Okay, a little bit of danger here for almost a dozen, but he gets his camps and gets out.
Mm-hmm.
And Bissy waiting over the wall, maybe looking to start a fight.
Meanwhile, top lane, both
Meanwhile-
parties are just
The
Chilling.
noodles are exchanging hits.
Kled just needs Black Cleaver, like Dust Dance,
Yeah,
to like
absolutely.
start doing
I think-
damage.
Dalp still just want to stall the game. Now Ezreal's on good items, and
Mhm.
they're looking for Visi to complete his Leandri's.
Like, Kaylin's in a bit of a lag because of her items. She needs 3 items, honestly, in rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yep, Ezreal's gonna be really strong in this fight. Bot lane. Oh, there's the. Yep.
Just destroys cause. And a shutdown over to the Ezreal.
They're gonna
again.
chase-
going the rapid flare cannon second on Caitlyn. I think just going IE Stormrazor is usually better.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think he might be in the mindset that it just doesn't matter which one he buys because he needs both.
True.
Mhm.
But I would say, yeah, I agree. You get a little bit more damage right away going the Stormrazor.
The bot lane for Naughty Boys not able to get the same lead this game.
Yeah, I think it hurts you when, well, I mean, obviously the Bard was roaming to get
Mid
advantages elsewhere, but I mean, you can't do much into the
I mean,
Ezreal.
Vel'Koz has reached his point. He does. These are really good item power spikes for him.
True.
The Leandris is especially really good against his high HP targets, Maokai and Skarner.
Yeah, and it looks like about 2,000 unspent gold for Zelius as well, so he is going to back for some big
Mhm.
items. Curious to see
He
what
does not have TP. He's losing mid tower too. Oh,
Oh,
Visi
but
does get hit by the ult.
CC goes down, but Zelius unable to get onto Visi.
Mhm.
Cause
This-
is in no man's land, and he's
Oh.
The boys are here.
the boys have come. Swift Ranger coming down from top lane. Island no more. He is chasing after the Skarner, but I think the Skarner's home free. And a nice counter execution after the
Mhm.
Bard ulti.
Visi's playing these fights pretty well. He's absorbing so many ults and all his.
That's unfortunate. I think that was a good ulti from Kaz, but they were
Mhm.
just a bit out of position as a team to go for that. Maybe bad timing.
And the Blanc was waiting to chain in, but he has barrier. He has all his
Also had
spells.
almost no mana left on LeBlanc, so might
Mhm.
not have even
Well,
been
and-
able to do a full combo, so he backed out.
I mean, we had just gotten done talking about how he had 2,000 gold in his inventory,
Mm-hmm.
unspent. So that's a very bad timing in that regard, at least. If they had a few other members there, could
I
have
mean, this is also one of those periods where LeBlanc's gonna start to feel really weak. He's not gonna get much CS
no,
in the
he
side
would
lanes.
probably start looking to just skirmish and flank
He
around.
needs
in there.
Void Staff. He needs level 16.
You gotta look
Yeah.
for kills.
Yeah, he can't kill the Zac at all.
He's even gone for the Mercury Treads and
Mm-hmm.
just not able to blow up the Vel'Koz at all.
Yep. Vel'Koz throwing out his
actually
Qs.
gonna
Oh, big ult from the
engage further.
Vel'Koz.
Damage. Vel'Koz is still alive, but
Vel'Koz
Magnum's
dead.
picking up the kill. Yeah, but the turnaround Swift Ranger just going in. They
Yeah.
haven't hit Caitlyn yet. She's kiting extremely well on the backside.
Ezreal's on his way.
Gets the Zac Ezreal in the backside, kills Caitlyn.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
taps her with it.
Looking for the LeBlanc. It's right now actually 1 kill ahead
No,
for
it's
Naughty
just-
Boys, but it evens out just now.
Viper.
I mean, that fight would have gone a lot better if that fight was like at a man disadvantage for them for a
Yeah,
long
Vel'Koz got
time.
killed pretty quickly in the beginning there as
Mhm.
well. So
I don't know if they can fight this. Ezreal's really strong.
yeah, I think this might be a bit of overreaching. They really
Yep.
just want the camps that they're looking for, but
Yep.
yeah, Yurikant is saying I can kill him, but maybe not. He's doing a
Ezreal can
lot.
kind him out. He has heal flash. See if he
Maokai's
goes
a
for
menace,
this.
so without
He
mana,
picked up. He
may not
picks
be able
up
to get the
The
Ezreal.
Maokai
with
Bramble.
the assistance of the red buff. So,
Okay, crazy fight there.
Yeah.
Ezreal picking up a lot of kills. The sense is gonna be really good on him.
I think giving the kill to the Ezreal is pretty bad for Naughty Boys. There, they've definitely should have gone for that. Cause will be fine. He's playing Bard, and that is a slippery boy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Dragon timer is just under 3 minutes now. 2-2 in Drakes, and it's Inferno Soul. So that's a nice spicy Drake we're looking at.
Yeah, let's see.
Absolutely where Blue Side wants to be.
Oh yeah.
They haven't given up Soul. They're scaling. Ezreal's basically
The
online
naughty,
by now.
the naughty boys just don't really have damage right now to deal with their death. The Zac is too tanky right now.
Yeah, we really need to see some more items coming from LeBlanc before he can start bursting again.
Yeah, LeBlanc and the Caitlyn. She needs more items.
It's going to be really difficult for them to stop the Zac, Rakan, and Kled from just jumping on the back line.
As Ezreal is so much stronger than Caitlyn right now too. Look at those items.
Oh, yeah.
One thing we can look forward to, though, for these team fights from Naughty Boys is the Skarner ultimate. There's no QSS available yet for
The
anybody.
thing is, honestly, does not feel like he has many good targets this game.
If he can get onto the Vel'Koz with a surprise ulti, that would definitely do it.
I don't know. Vizzy's playing pretty solid. I think if he has flash up, he's never.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he's probably gonna get Banshees next, which is gonna make him even more as LeBlanc.
Yeah, I think that the LeBlanc pick was a good idea until Vissy just elevated himself to like
Yeah.
god tier
I
status.
think, yeah, theoretically the LeBlanc should win, but I think comfort level just shows.
I
I
think
think-
they needed to put more pressure on breaking the mid tower. Allowing Vel'Koz to sit at the tower and just wave
Mhm.
clear.
Yeah,
20
I mean he
minutes
played
is
really
pretty
well
bad.
to stall out. Oh,
Okay, we're
got a
yeah.
TP.
In from Yurakunt, the Bard ultimate coming down, and they're trying to peel back, cover for the Caitlyn, and just let her
Mhm.
auto attack. But Swift Ranger going down before Yurakunt looks like 2-3.
Ezreal is just untouched.
Alright,
So is
just-
Vel'Koz.
Dead.
Yeah, just the front line started to fall apart for Naughty Boys,
Mm-hmm.
and then the back line quickly followed. Well played from Zelius there to pick off a kill, but
Yep.
just not quite enough. Yeah, and I feel like that it's kind of on Naughty Boys to make a play here because it's just pretty easy to execute from the side of
Yeah.
Phelps.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
really difficult because they will poke too. Like Vel'Koz and Ezreal can both poke them out of objectives.
Yeah, and then they just push the go in buttons. They have Zac E and Kled R, and they just go.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically just Zac and Rakan hitting the back line that last fight at
Yep.
the end. That's what Caitlyn died to.
And even if Kled goes down, it's just okay because the
Mhm.
front line is gonna die for Naughty Boys as well. Okay, let's check the gold now that it's let's see, there's a 3K advantage. And it's looking like a pretty good CS advantage for mid.
Mm-hmm.
About 1,000, 2,000 gold lead. Bottom as well. But top lane actually dead even, surprising enough.
Yeah,
So-
Maka's held his own pretty nicely.
Perhaps we
Organization.
perhaps we see the split push Maokai.
No. If anything, it's a Kled that's gonna scale nicer for split pushing.
Kled can always be a nuisance in the side lane, but it's actually probably not in their best interest to have him side lane because of stuff like LeBlanc and Skarner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's
Able
just
to
easy enough for
Come at
them
him.
as frontline for this Vel'Koz. So
Yeah.
okay, Zac getting the grab. Swift
Skarner's
Ranger
just dead.
picking
Yep.
up Skarner on their own back line as the fight kind of falls apart. People are having to flash away from Zac.
Yep.
This might be Baron. We'll have to see exactly where they want to take this. I mean, they still have a top outer, top wave pushing in. Probably a hard Baron to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up
This is-
vision.
This is probably the point where I'd say you could send Kled bot lane and then just hover around Baron and try to get the top lane tower.
Yep.
No. Yeah, I think, yeah, maybe they keep one mid for Prio and just send the rest top and bot.
You just kind of have the support in AD mid, the mid laner and jungler hovering,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just
Let
take
Kled
priority on Baron. Yep.
And it looks like they're just sending Kled top, and they're going to group 4 middle, which is probably also fine. They had priority on bottom already, so. Looking to see them grab a little bit more of a lead here at 32 minutes. I think they can really start to balloon what they have and end.
Yep.
What's the
And manage
timer on
that.
Dragon?
Looks like 232 for next Drake, and that'll be soul point with 4 Infernos for Dalps. So picking that up would be pretty sick. Knight's Vow on Zac kind of gross. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into that.
This Vel'Koz is huge.
Dying. It's unfortunate. Another DC from Swift Ranger. That is not
Be a pause coming out.
a good sign.
Looks like we got some internet issues, boys.
Some comments about his alleged age and boomer connection.
What? Okay.
So while we're paused,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
do we want to talk about itemization at all?
Yeah,
I
think
don't know
that's
if I like the Mortal Reminder on the Ezreal.
Why do you not like it?
I don't think there's enough.
I think the
Armor
Maokai
side.
is perfectly fine to try to blow up.
I think if you
it's,
just
I
go
think it's
board,
fine to blow up. I think Leandry could actually be really good.
Oh.
that's that I
against
like.
that team.
I can see arguments for Leandry, but the build path can be pretty AIDS. He must have built the 800 gold item early on.
Yeah, he had the Executioner,
Mm-hmm.
and so he probably had enough gold and just built it.
Yep.
Okay, it looks like they're about to reconnect us, or maybe not. We have Bard has completed Shrelia's Reverie and Zanya's Hourglass.
Okay.
It's a pretty interesting build. I think it's got a lot of utility, a lot of safety, and it fits his playstyle really well. Okay, where am I pausing? There we go. And we're looking to set up for Dragon over here on Dalps. Still 2 minutes on, or for Baron, I mean. Still 2 minutes on Dragon. Cleaning up the vision. They don't have prio top or bottom, so they're probably going to have to manage these waves before they go for it.
Okay, so the Blanc does have 16 and voice.
Yeah, that's going
A
to
lot
be a
stronger
big
now.
item spike for her, actually.
Yeah, she can actually try to kill the Marsacker.
The Vel'Koz has completed his Void Staff as well, though, and a Banshee's Veil. So,
Yeah, he's gonna be really hard to kill now.
and he's going to be absolutely destroying these tanks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit worried for this front line on Naughty Boys. Yorick Hunt here and Julie from Bakubagan are gonna be in trouble when these team fights happen. Have to see if they can avoid enough Vel'Koz
What do you
damage.
think about the Caitlyn building mode?
I don't really like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say too.
Definitely think getting Stormrazor should have
Yeah.
been priority.
I think once you have the healing reduction, it's more important to hit your 3 items than to have the armor pen there.
Oh, we get Kled getting cut out.
Is this gonna run away? But they might look to collapse the rest of the team.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Maokai is really deep in.
Ooh,
That's
oh
actually
my
putting me
goodness.
knock up, and unfortunately, Cause left out to dry as well. His team is answering, but Caitlyn
Okay,
goes down.
Ezreal's getting pulled in, but no one's able to.
Delp
I
with
got
a nice
finished off
play
by
there.
Rakan.
Yeah. Delp really playing aggressive there. I love the bloodthirsty supports. He picks up the kill. That guy's got Gargoyle Stone Plate on himself. Very cool.
That Vel'Koz is absurd now.
Yeah.
You see why it's
This
banned
is
now.
Vel'Koz. Oh well. This is all Vel'Koz.
Yeah. I think the rest of the team.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, they're all playing well.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah. Delp has stepped up in this third game. It's becoming
Yeah.
a series, and I'm very, very excited. If
Yep.
they can win.
I
for
mean, we're
game
gonna
four.
see Infernal Soul Vel'Koz now. It's really doomed.
Yeah.
if they win
I mean-
this, I'm interested to see what happens for next game because I doubt they'll let him play Vel'Koz again.
Oh,
Yeah, I really doubt it. But
They
they,
had-
they will also have red side, right?
I mean, yeah. I think their plan was to counter him mid lane with the LeBlanc, ward roaming, but it wasn't enough, honestly.
This is
And
just good.
I don't know how much more resources you need to put mid lane to shut him down. And
I think, I mean, we can assume as much as we want that it's
Yeah.
looking great for
yeah.
might be in the bag, but this is the LBLCS, boys.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in this league.
That's true.
We see a nice line of pink wards for the Naughty Boys in their jungle.
I would like to see a little bit more defensive vision, especially down toward blue side. Because you've got Kled Solus pushing top, you know. Probably not
Yeah,
going to
the Kled's also just building armor pin.
But the rotate's eventually going to come down toward that bottom tower,
Mhm.
that air.
Arn is looking for the ults.
Hard
Gets
ultimate.
canceled.
Coming in with the
Nice
Maokai ult
grab.
as well. Grabs
Ezreal's got up.
Being
no
shut
QS
down,
back.
grabbed.
But Vel'Koz is in the back line cleaning up.
Oh
Jay.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's
It's not even-
completely wiping them out.
I mean, the Zag as well. Look at his.
Yeah, he is massive.
He's
No lie,
unkillable.
I'm a little disappointed, but he does have the Knight's Vow, the defensive build, the supportive build.
Yeah.
He's kept
The
his
Ki-
team alive.
The Caitlyn and LeBlanc just don't have damage to kill their tanks.
Right.
Yeah. It was a nice pick there from Julie, but
Mm-hmm.
probably too little too late. And
Yeah, the
Hey.
Skarner kind of left a lot to be desired. He got a lot of good ults off too sometimes, but no one was able to follow.
yeah, now Dalps
I
is
just
just
don't
turning
think
the game on
they
its
had
head.
anything to help the Skarner. Like, the Maokai is good, but I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
can actually follow up. Maybe if they had more damage in the top lane,
No,
or
no, no.
something like a Kennen to deny the engage.
I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the next game goes because they threw a lot mid lane, shut him down, but it did not work out. I think
Yeah.
LeBlanc also kind of fell behind. If she can't just be,
I think we're going to be seeing some different bans.
yeah, because LeBlanc needs freedom to be able to use top over walls and kill people, but she couldn't.
Yeah.
What caused with the barrier with Banshee's Veil is too sick.
Evan, you there?
Oh no.
Early.
Our producer's,
Hopefully we can wake him up. Maybe
Hopefully we
someone
can
in
get it
if
for
someone
the
in
next
chat if someone in chat has his phone number.
Chris, start calling him.
Yeah, we gotta get Chris to call him.
Chris has to step aside from his duties with the Naughty Boys to help our producer out.
I mean, look at the Volkaz damage, boys. In a pretty minute.
And a Vel'Koz, baby.
What is that, like 1k damage per minute? Close to it, estimate. 1k DPM.
All right,
That's pretty
who are we
insane.
missing? We need. Okay, he's still in the.
I'm waiting for an invite, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we need to get Evan in here as well.
Yeah, I think someone needs to wake him up.
He's kind of
He's
priority.
not responding.
Yeah, just give him a minute.
You can invite me as well.
I don't think we have room.
If you don't have room, it's fine.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to spectate.
I'll just watch from
Yeah.
the closet.
Yeah, good, very good.
I like to watch.
Damn, are we gonna have to leave this stream on a cliffhanger?
And I messaged one of their teammates to maybe try to contact him. I don't know.
Does anyone else have the ability to stream?
No, he's the one that's controlling everything.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, they don't just hand out the stream keys and stuff to everybody. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit sick tonight.
Yeah, he did say he
The
threw
stream's
up.
still going right now.
It's
what?
they can
Okay.
hear us. He's
Yeah,
just stuck at the victory scheme.
Hi, chat. Sorry about this. It'll get better.
Oh yeah,
What do you think about that game, Twitch chat?
I thought it was a really solid game. It was nice seeing the Vel'Koz.
Saw it
See
as
why
not
people.
a good shot.
What was that?
Nothing.
Okay.
I don't have Evan's number.
I think Zelius might be able to get him. I messaged him.
Yeah. I don't know if he's coming back.
Well,
I mean, we got some time.
Yeah, Well, I don't want to. The game's kind of run late, especially at the start time, so I don't want to delay these guys at all. You know.
I know what you mean, but
We could just like provide audio while we watch it.
I don't know if
Man,
people are
they
here
want-
for a radio
it's like-
broadcast. I'm pretty sure they want.
Yeah, that's true because I can't actually watch it anyway.
I mean, if we cast it while they're all spectating, because
And maybe one of you guys can stream. I don't know.
the problem is we don't have the stream key for the.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. So we wouldn't be able to stream from low budget LCS. is the issue.
Nope. Yeah, maybe I'll like.
Oh.
Hello. Hello.
Zelius was here for a second, and then he
Really?
left.
Yeah, I think he popped into staff. And then
He was, yeah.
yeah, we'll just let him try to call, and if Evan's not back in time, I guess we just cast over the victory screen from last game.
I don't know if that's.
I
the
want to give
best
it like
way
a time
to-
limit.
Well, because here's the thing: what if he comes back for game 5?
I mean, we don't know how many games it's gonna go. It could go game 5 or 4.
It's
Yeah,
going game 5.
I don't know.
It's going
What?
game 5.
Really?
I would
Okay.
I would feel bad for the stream, the chat, if they don't get to know the result. You know.
I mean, I'm sure the result will be posted, but it would be nice to get it streamed.
Yeah. Well, some of the viewers as well might not be in the server.
I mean, I think people would watch the VOD. Getting the whole finals is pretty nice, honestly. Even if you might not get all the regular season games.
You can skip around as well, so you
Yeah.
don't have to listen to our bullshit.
I know, dude. All right, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So you think it's gonna game?
I hope it goes game 5.
I hope so too, but I don't know. Maybe with Vel'Koz not in the picture, they don't look too hot. Who knows?
Well, I think they've also kind of found better picks for top lane with Swift Ranger, you know,
Yeah, I know. I agree.
and they're starting to look at more team fight oriented, like winning matchups
Yep.
as well. The Zac seems like that, like strong.
Oh yeah.
He's snoring. Wait, is he snoring?
Is he?
I don't
need to
know.
mute I need to mute everything else. I'm turning him up.
Where'd Evan go?
I'd believe it. I'd absolutely believe it.
He fell asleep. Actually, like.
I mean, he came back, said he
What?
puked, and then we never heard anything else from him.
That's so fucked, dude. I'm telling you, he just caught.
Well, yeah, we have the stream key, but we can't end
Yeah,
it.
I could hear him.
Yeah, we can't end it if Evan's live.
Someone DDoS him. Oh wait, I should not. Sorry. So that's probably not a good idea.
This is like
I don't-
halftime break.
Okay, Zelly says he has an
Halftime
idea. Chris has an idea. Scream into your mic.
I
Yeah, the
can't.
breathing is actually him snoring.
He's snoring.
I don't hear him. I don't know why.
Yeah. Can we hear him on stream? Wait, maybe his Discord's just not picking him up.
You're on stream. You actually can.
You can.
Yeah, you turn it up and you can hear it. We can't. We just can't hear it.
Was it that boring?
It's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, I guess this
You know,
is.
if you scream, I can't. There's people sleeping.
Oh my god.
Actual resident sleeper.
Everyone mute stream for a bit so they can scream at him. I appreciate the ideas and the sentiment here, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Resident sleeper. Resident sleeper. What's he? Producer? Yeah.
Wait, how long has he been snoring into the mic? That's the thing. Oh my god.
We've been talking over our producer snoring this entire time.
I didn't even know. dude.
That's amazing.
I think Discord wasn't picking up his snores, but Streamlabs was.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Unbelievable.
Wow, dude.
Anyone
I
able
mean-
to contact him?
Yeah, well, Zelius tried calling him, but
Interesting.
yeah,
This-
I think we might just have to play without.
Do we
without
just wait for him to wake up, or we just go?
yeah.
Maybe he wakes up eventually.
Chat. Do you guys want us to just commentate?
Wait, Ethan, can you stream it?
No, I can't because he's live.
Or just stream on another channel. For I don't know, maybe someone's. I could stream. I don't know. I don't have my. Pretty.
I
I
haven't.
could try it.
I don't have like a Twitch stream set up, so I can't.
I could do it. Having it on VOD would.
Yeah, Sod, stream it.
Okay. Let me set it up, boys.
We'll link your because you're in lobby, so we'll just link yours in the Twitch.
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna.
Yeah, Zelius, do that. We'll raid or actually just host so that the channel still has the thing up.
Yeah.
right?
If anyone has just joined the stream, what has happened is the person running the stream has fallen asleep. You can actually hear him snoring on stream. And,
Okay. I think I
We're
have
working on
OBS.
getting it back.
Yeah, I think host is better because people can come to the LBLCS stream and then see the new stream, right?
Yeah.
So can you start yours up, Sod, or
Yeah, I'm looking at my Twitch right now.
perfect.
Trying to get my. Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and draft, I don't want to take up too much time.
Okay.
Well, because it's already pretty late, so I don't want to delay anybody more than they have to. So,
Yeah, I mean, if they're willing to start, it's up to them.
Sod, can you DM your channel to Zelius on Discord so you can host?
Yeah. Give me a second. I think I'm alive. Why is my source 360p? What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah, tweak your settings right quick, and we'll. Yeah.
I'm trying to see how that's done.
Do I follow you? I don't know if I do.
Probably not. I have never streamed in my life.
There he is, dude. I heard him. I heard him.
Incredible. Where were you when Abdigus fell asleep in the CEO finals?
Oh yeah, I'm following you. Okay.
I don't know how can I improve my.
I don't know. You need to do it in your OBS.
What exactly?
I mean, it's low budget LCS. The stream quality being low is like, kind of a given. So
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
might
we
need.
have visual.
all right, you're rated now. Yeah.